clock.
He's
Okay.
he's homesick. So what we're gonna do is, that Hermel went off with Lido and Thorgrim, and what we'll do is we will just say that we're not going to play that group tonight. However much time gets spent by the other groups, that's how much time will have elapsed for those guys, and we'll just catch up with them next time. More or less. I mean, within reason. We'll see how it goes, but yeah. So,
Okay.
everybody remember?
You guys are a little bit. I think the connection's a little laggy, a little jerky, unless you're all doing robots, sort of.
It could be jerky on this computer. That's very possible.
Yeah.
Let me.
Excellent robot, Chris.
I just wish I had some jerky. What's taking up all of the process?
Well, it's probably going to be Chrome would take up the most, I would imagine. I could probably close this browser without too much trouble, but I do have this up.
Even
it's
on the
more
Mac,
convenient
Chrome
to have
takes
it.
A lot.
Yeah, Chrome is a killer. It's just complete killer for a CPU. But it does a lot though. So anyway, it looks like it's kind of increasing in usage a little bit, but it should be okay. How is it now, Sam?
It's pretty okay. I think I don't better than before, but it's not worse.
Okay.
And I mean, it wasn't really the audio is pretty good.
Okay.
The video is still, yeah, you're still sort of teleporting a little bit, but not much.
So like if I get up now,
does it look like he just vanished?
He's no. Oh, there he's gone. No, it's I can see him. It's not that bad.
Okay.
It's not that bad.
Fine. We thought we had you that time. All right. Okay, so I think that what I could do is close the browser, and then that might help as well. I know what goes on, I think, is that the CPU gets used up, and then the voice processing, the audio processing on the machine that Windows does is probably doing a lot of computations while it does its enhancement thing, and there are options in Windows to tell it remove background noises and whatever. So I'm guessing that what happens is it's got a buffer, and the buffer fills up, and that causes the transmission to be like and sound Borgy and all this stuff. And I've noticed that usually happens when the CPU is maxed out. I ran some tests on it, and it looks like that's what's going on with that. So even on your side, but the problem is the person who's doing the transmitting never knows that their audio is coming through.
Right, like when I've been talking to you, sometimes you say, Charlie, you're sound like a cat, it's just tail ripped off.
So that's the thing. So it's really a tricky issue because you're doing a broadcast, you think everything's fine, and then you find out after you listen to it, once you're done, that it sucked because the audio came through so bad.
You should reach out to those guys and see what they used, how they went about it, because they didn't have really any.
Which guys? Yeah.
They sounded pretty good.
Well, I think that the requirements have to be something like you have an Asus class computer that you're working with. So there's no chance you're running out of CPU while you're doing this. And that's probably the requirement. But most people who are kind of hanging out online or whatever don't necessarily have a gaming computer like that to do this on. And so therefore, there's a lot of crappy stuff. But I'll bet that whole team is like set up. Pretty sure. They probably do audio tests before each game.
I wonder how far away they are from each other.
I don't think that matters, but I'm not 100% sure. But I don't think so.
It matters.
It does? Oh, okay.
As far
You
as
have to go with distance to hubs, from signal to signal.
But I mean, well, yeah, I guess it could matter in terms of lag if you're going to China or something.
Matters.
Oh, yeah. Well, video games for sure. But with this, because video games are really split-second synchronization needs. Yeah, so it's like, okay. But this, I don't think you really need that kind of level of precision. But anyway. All right, so I think we're ready to start. Okay, are you ready? All right, let me compose myself.
Wow.
Do not say
Yeah.
Yes.
Or
Good advice.
or
No, that's so true. Though.
and no
Right.
none of that. No
Right.
or
No or
In
us.
fact, if you do, we're gonna hit you in the back and you're gonna stay like
Okay. That's so scary.
Get out of the
Okay. And so it continues. There they were in the darkness of Whitewode, that blighted, accursed town. Underneath the caverns of the earth, and we find our heroes struggling against all odds to survive against the perils of Whitewode and make it out alive, and presumably and hopefully, I think, from their point of view, rescue the children and save the day. So let's start with Star of Justice, I think. Now, let me make sure before I even go anywhere at all. Are you seeing the tabletop simulator?
I am seeing. I was seeing the simulated iPad and calculator and stuff, and now I'm seeing the top of the tower with the ball of
Right.
and
Good.
stuff.
Yes, the ball of darkness, the sphere, as it were, the sphere of darkness. And okay, good. And yes. So that's good. I'm just curious, is it maximized on your screen and you see us as little people, or do you have it
I can toggle between.
Okay, yeah.
Right now I've a virtual thing up. But yeah, I can just toggle between you guys. You guys is big and the other thing is smaller.
All right, that's fine.
Can we see Sam?
I was just curious.
Maximizer?
Yeah, we can, I think.
I
Yeah.
prefer to see actually see.
That's what I've been doing is
it's maximum Sam.
Maxi Sam.
No, it's too much Sam.
All right,
A little
so
less Sam.
I haven't been broadcasting. I think I'm going to start broadcasting. Okay, so here we go. Starting the broadcast now. Okay, starting the broadcast now. Wait. Now.
How about now? How about now?
Now.
Live on Candid Camera.
Now?
Yes, live on
Now.
Elthos TV. Deep in the bowels of the earth,
So
Whitewode Township is under duress from military forces of an unknown nature. Our party is in to rescue several children and save the day. They need to get out alive, and that is not going to be easy. So let's take it live over to Star of Justice. Star of Justice is on top of Whitewode Tower, which you can see here, and he is inside the sphere of darkness. He is wandering.
this sphere of darkness.
Yes, he is wandering
Can
with Bantam in tow.
Star see the edge of the roof? What direction? Out of the dark. That's an interesting question.
Yeah, but he can't. He's in complete darkness.
He's got true sight up.
Yes, he does. Yes, he has his true sight on, and no, he doesn't see the edge of the tower.
Okay, and he can't see out of the darkness.
No, he can't see out of the darkness. Darkness looks like it just goes on and on and on. Bantam immediately detects nothing of the kind whatsoever. He instantly does not know.
And
Either James or gargoyle or like anything. Actually, can Bantam hear?
Dully, there's a sound
Blair
of
is saying.
everlasting thunder in this darkness. It sounds like a thunderclap that never finishes. So it's hard to hear. You know, you don't have to shout at each other, and you heard Nicholas Blair when he was talking with you, but the air is filled with this kind of thundering ripple.
Bantam heard that too.
Yeah, Bantam hears it too.
Where what? So presumably he heard where Blair was speaking from as well.
More or less. It's going to be very difficult to gauge a location in this darkness with this kind of white noise going on. Very, very hard.
Okay.
Plus, remember, Bantam is an enormous klutz.
But he's a nice and normal.
Yeah, a nice oaf. Of the most oafish possible kind.
Okay, so he'd probably be more likely to hit Blair if he didn't know where he was then. I think he should probably get a bonus for being blind.
Okay, enough of that. In any case, what are you doing? What is Star doing? Now, ask me a few questions if you have them, because you need clarity right now. We may even just remind you of what's going on and then jump away while you think about it if you want. But
I don't know.
I mean, just remember what's going on. Keep in mind what's happening. You've been sneaking along.
What?
Star has been sneaking along, pretending that he can't see Blair. At this point, he's not sure if Blair has figured out that he can see or not. There's a sword, the silver rapier, that is floating in your direction, and you and Bantam are holding on to each other, and Blair is about maybe 15 or 20 feet away, something like that. And he's like just, you know, to your eye, he's just standing on a plane of darkness with possibly a stone floor. And you can't even tell that much. You're not really even sure that the floor is actually stone. You're not sure what it is. It's dark, whatever it is. Probably stone. It feels like stone. So there you are in the darkness with Blair. You can see by your true sight that Arcturus is laying on the ground, not far away from Blair, about maybe 10 feet away. And about 20 feet away, beyond that, is where the gargoyle is. And then you guys are on the other side of Blair, coming in from the other direction. So if Blair faces you, Arcturus and the gargoyle are both behind him. So that's the situation. And what do you do? What does Star do at this time? What does he... I'd like to ask what he's feeling. I think that's an interesting question. What is Star feeling?
Ass.
Wow. Now that's unexpected. That is unexpected. You know, these are the, now we have a little bit of insight into Bantam's, you know, kind of frame of mind, you know, that we never knew. It's interesting. A little weird, but interesting. Interesting. Okay, so what is Star doing? We know what Bantam is fantasizing, but what is Star doing?
The last thing that Blair said. Who remembers how that conversation went exactly?
Okay, well, Blair basically, encapsulating his comments, he said that he's killing your friends one by one, and then he uses his magical floating dancing rapier to pierce Arcturus, and Arcturus groans and crumbles to the ground. And now and what he says was, "You'll never leave here alive." And you start kind of bantering with him about, you know, well, that's what we all really want, isn't it? I mean, everybody wants to get out of Whitewode, don't we? And that didn't seem to be having any appreciable effect on the floating rapier that is moving towards you and Bantam, who are clinging to each other arm in arm.
Okay. Towards us.
Yes.
Hey, gosh.
How far away is it?
About maybe 50 feet, 60 feet, somewhere in that range. It's floating, kind of dancing in the air.
So Star is starting to feel in the situation, but he's starting to feel angry with Blair.
Wow.
Like he's been trying to sort of resolution to this situation that doesn't involve everybody killing each other. And you know, he would really have liked it if he could have stopped taking a shot at Blair. Not that actually worked anyway, but has felt pretty bad about this whole thing. But now Blair's come over with the whole cackling demon killing your friends thing to feel like
it is sort of a giveaway.
Like, you know, this guy, not any attempt to reason with this guy is not. It's just going to, if he keeps talking with him, he's just going to end up getting killed slowly. I mean, he wonders if the whole killing your friends comment is anything to go by. Maybe he's going to start taking shots at Bantam next, or you know, so actually Bantam probably be better off with the rapier starts hitting him. He'd last longer. But so Star is feeling despairing, but more
Huge meat shield.
probably more angry than I am as the player at this point. I think Star's feeling more angry.
Right. Okay.
He is.
His anger is welling up inside a Star. He's tried everything to reason with this guy, and now he realizes, no, this is some Machiavellian fiend who's just out for blood. I mean, this is a brutal, evil bastard.
Something like that.
Understand?
So he's still sort of waving his hands in the air, looking around a little bit. He's turning himself and Bantam to face. And so Blair says the whole killing your friends bit. Star is going to attempt to divine strike Blair.
Ooh.
Nice.
He doesn't suppose. I mean, I don't know if he really thinks it'll work or not, but he also feels like there's not really any escape here. This seems like this is Blair's domain, and running away. If he could get out of the darkness, then maybe he would try running away. But at this point, also they've been doing a lot of running away lately. He feels like he's been doing a lot of running, a lot of wandering. It's time to just try and hit something. Whether it works or not. He's also feeling a little bit, might be feeling a little bit of hope from the whole the praying to the Elcron thing, where it felt like his Elcron were with him for that couple of seconds. So he's gonna try and divine strike Blair, and then we'll see what happens once he does that.
Right. Okay. And can you? I don't know if you can. If you can, it's great. I'd love it. Can you tell us what divine strike actually entails when you're casting? I mean, what does Star say?
Ah. Okay.
I'm curious about this. I'd like to know.
Okay. And actually, so refresher, which Elcron is Star sworn to? Let me see if I can find that information on. There are descriptions. Let's see if this is this the. Okay, so on the description page, it lists Elban, actually.
Right. Now,
which isn't a name I've heard. heard Minvar, who's Hermel's Elkron, and Omri, who's the dwarf
Right.
Elkron.
Yeah, Star has been a devotee of the Elkron who is known as the Star. And there are a number of stars, you know, in the temple. So Star of Justice is one of them. And there are a number of stars in this, and they all worship.
Star of inequity.
They all something like that. The Dark Star, I guess. But okay, anyway, yeah.
So are you saying he's a Sailor Scout?
What's that?
Are you saying he's a Sailor Scout?
No. But here's the thing.
I don't think you look good in that uniform.
Right. Well, here's the thing. So recently, though, Star of Justice met Reverend Russell.
Yes.
And Reverend Russell is a worshiper, a follower, a priest of Elbin. And he was preaching Elbin with the intention of converting listeners. And so when Star heard about this, he began to wonder about Elbin. And since Russell was so profound and so capable in certain instances with his incredible faith in Elbin, like, for example, when he knocked the door of the Citadel open, and then when he completely awed all of the guards simultaneously downstairs, so they let everybody up to the top of the tower where they're absolutely not supposed to be allowed to go. Therefore, Star began to wonder about Elbin, and at that point, Star's allegiance may or may not be shifting, and that's up to you. But you're now in this place of wondering if Elbin is really such a great god that Star might actually follow him or not. It's totally up to you, but that's the question that would be on Star's mind. Normally, he's following the Star. And the Star is the Elkron. She does represent justice. There is a huge component of that in the Star.
Okay.
You know, kind of along the lines of, you know, destroying evil, that kind of thing. Okay, is that good?
Okay, yes.
Right.
So, Star makes a holy symbol with his hand there and says, "Nicholas Blair, you've done great evil and it will not stand. Stars, in the name of Elbin, let justice be done." Fires off the divine strike.
I can hear the crackle in the air from here.
And let me see.
What's it look like?
Yeah, if it works, what does it actually look like?
I think it probably looks like a glowing star, a star-shaped bolt.
Ooh, wow.
That almost forms around, like less of a projectile than a star-shaped halo that forms around Blair and does doing.
Now, do you project it out like a Care Bear?
Yeah, Care Bear stare.
Yeah.
Do you want to add any extra bonus energy to this? You can either increase its mystic attack level, its range, or its damage.
Attack level right now is 5. Let's see. I'm at, and I can put equal to my level in total.
I think that's what you said, right?
Yes. 2 times. Well, the maximum amount that you can cast is double your level in one spell.
I could put 6 into it if I wanted to.
Yes, you could.
Almost kill myself. Honestly, maybe that's the right thing to do. Okay, so it does attack level, range, or
You're within range right now. He's only 20 feet away. So
speed to range.
yeah, he's in range.
Okay, so it's 1 MP per +1 damage.
Right.
And it's a base of power level 2, so it's a base 2 to do it at all.
Right. It costs 2 points.
Mm-hmm.
And you have, I believe, 5, is it?
What's that? I have 11 now because of I had 5, and then I punched because
right. Omri
praying.
Yes, Omri healed you.
And so it's going to do. It's going to go do a base of 2d6 if it works.
That's right.
Plus 1 per MP. So yeah, let's and the highest attack level it can be is 6, right?
Yes. For an extra MP, it could go to 6 from 5.
Yeah.
And for another MP, you get a slicing, dicing chopper, you know.
Or an infinite
Yeah.
light candle.
Ooh. But wait, there's more.
And yes, so let's put 1 extra into it to take the attack level up as high as it goes.
Okay.
Standard damage for 3, so that would take me to 8.
Standard damage. Okay, so you're going to do it 1 plus attack level and standard damage, and it's going to cost 3. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
At 6th level, you have a 50-50 chance. You need to roll a 4 or better.
Okay.
Roll.
Do I get to roll?
You get to roll.
Okay, let me get a die out.
One 6-sided die. 1. Only 1.
1.
No cheating.
1.
Okay.
Here it is.
You see it? We're good. We're good. Okay. There we go. Nice.
You can see it?
Yeah, you need a 4 or better.
Okay, there.
6.
All right.
Sweet.
That was not a roll.
Oh. I thought you rolled a 6. I'm sorry.
He was playing with the lag.
Is there a light involved, even though it doesn't actually do damage?
Wait, say that again? Can you say that again?
Does casting the spell, does it make lights even though it's not going to do damage?
Well, in this case, since it came so close to working, yeah, there's a visible manifestation in the sky above.
Can
It only lasts a moment. What?
just briefly.
Wait, I'm sorry, we didn't catch it.
Can Bantam briefly see by the light created?
Only for a moment, but yes.
We've got divine flashlight of striking as a go. All right.
Yeah. So for one moment, Bantam.
As Bantam sees, as it works. I mean, as it doesn't work, rather, as it flashes. Star says, "Bantam, there's the bad man. Crush him."
Okay.
What is okay? We need to roll.
Worth a shot.
Okay, but we need to roll
Worth
this
a
point.
shot.
In fact, we need to roll for this. Now,
And
I rolled a 4.
Just so you know, Bantam will incorporate his dark fighting.
His dark.
Dun 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 dun.
Nice.
That's
Is
right.
what?
Who does dark fighting? Bantam
What was
does
that?
dark fighting. Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, first go ahead and roll. You need to do a 4. If Bantam beats a 4, then he can do it.
A tree.
A 3. Now he's not fast enough. The light came. Bantam kind of looked around. You said, "Look over there," and he looked the other way, and then looked over there. By that time, it was just done.
Oh, well.
It was done. He missed it. He missed the shot.
Yeah, we used up all the luck last time. I knew that was going to happen.
To your right, no, your other.
Your
right.
other right.
The other way. My kung fu teacher is compelled to say that all the time by us dum-dums.
Well, because he's there and you're here and you're looking at him. You know?
Right. Okay, so you hear a kind of snide laughter coming from Blair. You can see that the sword is now, it was 20 feet away. Now it is 10 feet away.
Oh, wow. It's really close.
Does it make that noise?
Yeah.
Does the sword make that noise as it bounces through the air?
You feel that it must be magical, to make that kind of sound. It sounded like all the harps in the tower were.
That would be
were
cool
just
if you
strummed
had,
at the same time.
sound effects that were on the phone that you could just easily like turn on in a moment,
Mhm.
That would be pretty cool. Like the sword swipes past you.
I have it for sci-fi.
Do you really?
Yeah, laser beam.
Really? That would be cool. Because then, especially in a situation like this.
So, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Ugh.
You hear this laughter, and then the
So he
sword.
just laughs and
Yeah.
and that's all.
Well, the sword has been steadily moving towards you, so it's going to be. We should. Let's pause here. Actually, let's hop someplace else. You guys are fighting Blair in the mystical darkness. So who should we go to now? I think Hermel is probably a good bet.
I thought you weren't handling me tonight.
What do you mean?
Whoa.
No, no.
Charlie.
Why? Whatever do you mean?
What bit of innuendo are you
Yes.
coming up with?
Really, Christopher?
So we're
Wow.
leaving them in the shroud of darkness.
Yes, for the moment.
Ooh, listen to that.
It's a sound effect. It's a spooky sound effect.
He's got a low going sound effect off of his iPod.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So let's go to Hermel in this case, and I think that we will find. Oops, damn it.
Yeah, during the hiatus, I went in and bought some new feet and stuff, so I gave Bantam night fight. Or dark fight.
All right. So typical. Okay, and let's see. Here we are with Eric and Hermel.
Who else is with Hermel?
Eric.
That's it. You and Eric.
Yeah, the only one who can see in the dark.
Ah.
Everyone else would have been a liability.
So, as we recall, what was going on with Eric and Hermel.
They were toads. Get rid of the toads. We found the body. We found another body, all hacked by swords. There were mite creatures, swarms of them, eating the bodies. And we saw a building. Yes?
Yes, that is all true, all correct. And you heard the creaking opening of a door somewhere in the marsh, which is why you went down that way. And you also heard above the sound of some howling horror. Don't forget that. I don't think that Hermel would forget that too quickly.
It's far away, so it's not on my radar.
Right. So yes, so they're creeping up on the edge of this building. And, so they're coming up on the corner. It's all misty. It's dark. But Hermel has this magic lantern of dark sight. And so he can see, by virtue of this invisible beam, everything that he points at, like a searchlight, within a mile. So he can see anything he wants in this entire cavern, no problem. As long as it's in line of sight, not obscured by something physical.
So Hermel will flash it towards the creaking sound and go, "Hello? Is someone there?"
Right. And he flashes it towards the creaking sound. And with him is Eric, the dwarf, who can see dimly in the darkness. His dwarven vision allows him to see more or less okay in this kind of darkness. He comes from the underground, and so there he can see about maybe 20 feet, and at the edge of that it's all shadows. But if something comes within 20 feet, if he's looking in that direction, he's probably going to see it. So when you turn the lantern towards the building, you see a thick gray stone, and it looks like something equivalent to a big heavy-set mausoleum of some kind. And it's pretty large. It's about 20 feet by 20 feet, something like that.
I forget. I never went. I was at the foot of the stairs. I never saw the mausoleum. I never went in.
No, you did not go inside, but you guys did stand at the foot of this thing where you found on the other side, you're coming in from the back right now, but on the front, you found a doorway, which was closed.
Hermel got that far? I thought he always stayed with the rope at the base as security.
Well, yeah, okay. But I think that there was a moment where he was either shining a light on it as he was passing by or something. But he knows that on the other side, there is a big, heavy, what looks like metal door. Okay. Yes. He heard that sound when he was on his... Not that sound, though. But he heard the first sound. It was pretty cool. It's kind of scary sounding. Yeah, it sounded like a grate opening, like a metal grate of some sort, creaking slowly open in the vast darkness.
So do I know? No, I did not. The second they went to the mausoleum twice.
They
Second
did.
time I know nothing about.
Right.
Oh.
But this isn't the mausoleum. This is not inside the cemetery. This is a building that's on a little island that's out in the marsh. So there's the path, and on the left side of the path is the old cemetery with the iron gate that you went to the mausoleum in. On the right side of the path is the marsh, the bog, the fen, with the burbling, oily waters and the incessant drone and crackling and tweeting of insects of every possible kind, and these strange, unearthly plants.
All right. So nothing responds?
Hermel says, "Hello," and there is no response.
I'll whisper to Eric. I think it's a good time to split up.
Did Eric hear that? I don't know if Eric heard.
Eric.
Yeah, I'll say. Is this a good time to split up? I whisper it. You want to go around both sides?
Who are you, and what have you done with Hermel?
The structure isn't that big, right?
No, it's 20 foot square.
Yeah, I mean we'll be near. It's just in case it
So this is the mausoleum that we're going around?
Well, it looks like a mausoleum. You actually don't think it is a mausoleum. It's like a stone building that's 20 feet on a side with one door on the opposite side from which you're on.
Could be the caretaker's residence.
It's possible it's the caretaker's residence.
Huh.
if the townspeople are as creepy as they are, imagine how creepy the gravekeeper is. Well, Eric, split up.
Maybe a creepy guy's what we need. Maybe we should go knock on the door.
Well, the door's on the other side, and he may have already come out. And is that your whisper voice? Really?
You guys hear the sound of tramping of some sort in the marsh.
Ah, here we go.
About, you're guessing maybe 100 feet away.
All right, I'll draw my sword and shine the lantern in that direction.
Okay. You see through the fog, it's hard to see 100 feet. You see some, it looks like a group are moving, but you just see silhouettes.
Tall or short?
Well, man height, but you're not sure it's men. You're not sure it isn't. You don't know.
Eric, there's a group coming our way. Should we seek shelter in the place? It is made of stone, or should we try to lose it?
What's the group sound like?
A tromping group. I don't know. Decide.
Okay, so we're hiding.
All right, let's try to go away from their path.
So you're going to go on the other side of the building and go around that way rather than on the same side. Okay.
That's prudent.
Yeah. So you guys like dodge along the edge of the building, and it's impossible not to make noise.
Yep.
It's just the sucking sound of the mud and the breaking of branches, the occasional freaky animal that goes.
But I do have stealth, and part of that is using all the noise there to move when there is. But does Eric have stealth at all?
Eric, I don't think Eric has stealth.
Let me check, but I don't expect so.
Okay.
I don't see that as a skill. Eric.
So Eric says, so we're being stealthy, right?
Something like
Basically,
that.
Don't want anyone to hear us.
What I'm going to do, Eric, I'll be close. And I'm going to go about, as we move, I'm going to use my extra movement to distance myself from Eric.
Eric can still see you though, so.
I don't care. I'm not.
No, but at least he can see you.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. So what's our difference in our movement? Is it 10 or is it 5?
You mean speed?
Yes.
It's the same. I actually changed dwarves to they're 6 rather than 4, and humans.
So
That's the same.
is Hermel wearing armor?
Barely.
His
Leather.
cloak.
Yeah, he has leather armor and a nice, lovely green cloak.
So Hermel may actually be slightly faster than Eric, because Eric has slightly reduced movement due to his armor.
Okay, yeah. So Eric, yeah, that would be the case, and also the bog is slowing both of you down.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So I'm going to try to stealthily move, and I'm going to try to distance myself from Eric.
Okay.
All right. But not more than 30 feet.
Okay. Well, you go around the side of the corner of the building before he does.
As I approach the corner, I'm expecting someone to pop out and go oogie boogity.
Right. Okay. You go around that corner, or you peer around the corner. Okay. You peer around the corner and you see a shimmering visage standing
the
there.
Fez guy?
No. It is none other than a shimmering visage of Sir James. He is kneeling down, and he is making some sort of holy sign, and he's looking upward.
Do not pass go. Go back to your crypt.
Poor guy. You gotta feel for him. So he looks like he's deep in prayer.
Wait, I do know who Sir James is because I saw the ghost before.
Yes, you did. He talked to you.
He's just
You
in a different
negotiated
spot.
with him.
Okay.
He was the guy who, when you said, you help me and I'll help you, you want to get this curse done so that you can go off to your heavenly reward, and I want to rescue the kids. How do I do that? And he said, make them confess.
Okay, great. All right. Good. All right, now I'm just gonna be as stealthy as I can, wait, and keep an eye on Eric. Wait, is there goop? Is there a branch or a stone nearby?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna look for one, and I'm gonna try to hurl it as far as I can, past Eric, in another direction.
Okay. You mean as in to try and lead the other guys off in the wrong direction?
Yes, the lizard men or goblins or
Right,
gnolls
or
whatever the hell
whomever.
they are.
Right.
But you don't have JC's.
These people coming to help us.
They might be people coming to help you. You don't know.
I'm positive they're not. Absolutely positive.
I, as your games master, cannot divulge this information.
This is Whitewode.
You've been whitewoded. Okay, so Eric, are you trying to keep up with Hermel? Or are you doing something else?
No, Eric's will follow after Hermel.
Okay, so Eric is slogging behind Hermel.
He's gonna try to be stealthy. Though he will do his best to be stealthy, conscious of his shortcomings in that area.
Okay, it's an unmitigated disaster. He's as noisy as what they say. He's as noisy as a dwarf in a bog.
Okay, that's what they say.
Is
that noisy or is that like not noisy?
No, that's very noisy. It's noisy. It's noisy. Believe me.
I'm picturing a splash,
Yeah.
followed by a sucking sound.
Yeah.
Splash.
Yep.
And then-
Splash.
and then followed by,
That's exactly.
I'm returning this mud.
Yeah, and then snap and crack as branches are breaking, and
Oh, if I could fly,
yeah,
we haven't.
this old refrain comes out. Okay, so Eric gets up behind Hermel, who is waiting at the corner of the next turn around the edifice. I said again. You guys have to stop me.
Yes.
The edifice.
Say,
And you're looking at, Eric can see this, there's a shimmering apparition of Sir James that is kneeling on one knee, looking upward with a prayerful expression on his face.
What happened to my branch?
Your branch. You have a branch.
Yes.
What do you do with your branch?
I want to chuck it where Eric was.
Oh,
In
okay.
that direction.
Okay.
How much branch can a Hermel branch?
Hermel, you hurl this branch as far as you can, I assume?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's a hefty throw. It sails through the air, and you hear it splat into the ball. Some distance away.
So do I hear the slog of a group slogging?
Well, yeah, the tramping is heading off in a different direction.
So is it clear that Eric can see Sir James?
It is not clear that Eric can see Sir James, no. You don't know if he can see him or not at the moment.
Okay, then I will put a hand on Eric, put my finger to my lips, and say, I think Sir James is back.
He whispers, I think Sir James is back.
Be quiet.
Be quiet, he whispers loudly.
Eric grunts.
Okay.
Quietly.
All right.
Now what?
I'm just gonna I want to listen for like a good minute for the group that's passing by.
Perfect.
Roll for listening?
No?
And so, we will leave that scene there for a minute or two while we whoosh on over to Pramar in the underground darkness of his Shrine of Dragon. He has just seen in the pool of dark waters a vision of his own infancy being carried to his foster parents, the Ursulas, the bear people, as he knows them. And he is handed off in his swaddling clothes by none other, and to his great surprise, Grey Warden's wife. And that is where we left it.
Mommy! Okay. And the flame simmered down, right?
The flames are still flickering.
Still flickering.
They are not as bright, but they are not out either.
Okay. So then I will, since I had some success with speaking with the being,
Dragon.
Dragon, or the statue thereof, I'm going to push my luck and ask of Dragon if he knows what my true being is. Because remember, I'm basing it on the fact that he remembers in the square in Hobbiton having this incredible moment of being fully grown, fully powered, almost goddish-like, and then he's put back into his teenage body, and now he's a little older. Now he's just seen his. Now he wants to know what that was. Who is that? If this being knows of that possibility of if it's possible if he knows who that is.
You hear the rumbling sound of Dragon's dreaded voice, and the words, "I know," echo through the ancient shrine.
And Premar says, and I guess you're not going to tell me.
Bring me your brother, and I will tell you.
Who's my brother? I have a brother? He does a little happy dance. I have a brother. I have a brother.
You get the sense that Dragon gets a really kind of wry smile on his old statue. Just the flickering of the lights and whatever.
Right.
But when you say, I have a brother, there's this kind of grim smile that seems to appear on Dragon's visage.
A grim smile. Do I perceive it as an evil smile? Or do
You really do.
I do.
You get the impression that there's something really kind of maliceful about this smile. Some hidden sense of humor, some secret joke.
So I'm going to ask him point blank, just as Premar would. What's with the joke?
The lights go out.
Typical.
There's a stream of light that has entered the chamber from an open door. It is Untaka. He's peering into the shrine. He says, Master, are you okay?
Yes, faithful servant, I am fine. I do not know why I am speaking like this.
I completely had the wrong character, but
Yeah.
nevertheless, it says, Master good, Master okay. Untaka.
Yes, I'm fine. I'm fine, Undaka. Do you know anything of my brother?
Untaka know nothing of your brother.
What about Grey Warden? Do you think he might know?
Perhaps
And when did they come to the village?
many moons ago.
Many moons. How many moons in particular?
Untaka not remember.
How many moons are you?
Says, many moons. Looks proud of himself. He counted many twice.
Wow.
It's pretty good.
Many moons.
Many moons, he says proudly. His math skill shining.
Untaka.
Yes.
What do you make of this statue?
He peers in the darkness. He says, Oh, master. And he falls to his knees and backs out of the room.
Okay, so I'm going to go out of the room with him, and I'm going to pick him up and say, what do you mean by master? I thought I was your master.
He says, Untaka loyal Premar. Premar, master of Untaka.
And then who is that master?
Dragon. Dragon, master of all.
Of all. Who?
All. Many.
Humans?
All serpent tribe.
Mm-hmm. And what of reptilians, such as the lizard men?
Dragon, master of reptiles.
So Dragon is my master.
Dragon, master of all.
And what if I said that I wanted to be Dragon's master?
Untaka looks seriously worried. Says, Master Premar should not say such things.
I'm going to basically ask Untaka to give me the whole lowdown of what he knows of Dragon, as much as he does know.
Right. So he says that Dragon is prayed to by all of the serpent people. The reptiles, the serpent tribe, their chief, everybody prays to Dragon.
Okay. Now, is Dragon Elkron?
You do not know if Dragon is an Elkron, but you've certainly seen that there have been stories, and I don't know if your character would know these. Premar. Is Premar got folklore of any kind? Let's take a look. Does Premar have any kind of folklore? Here you go.
I did actually update Premar 2, and I don't know if I remember what I bought.
When did you do that?
Things.
When did you do that?
When you asked me to
Okay.
remove
Oh,
the
see.
things.
Okay, fine.
I do not have anything except other than reading and writing.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there's a low chance, but yeah, no, he doesn't recall.
Okay.
In any case,
Oh, Chauncey. Does Chauncey know anything?
yes, Untaka is holding Chauncey. He gives you Chauncey. Chauncey slithers up your arm and around your neck.
I ask of Chauncey if what he knows of Dragon.
Dragon is the mighty god of the serpent people.
And so he is above all in the serpent world?
He is the mighty god of the serpent world.
Is he Elkron?
He is high in the order
Who
of
is
the
my
cosmos.
Where's my Elkron?
I don't think it's going to be on that sheet.
It's not on the sheet? Interesting. Sorry. Let me see.
He's going to use his cell phone to go to the Elthos.com website and check his character to see who his Elkron actually is.
That's right. So,
Is Elkron Premar's?
yeah, Premar is Elkron. Of course, something hard.
Okay, never mind.
Oh, you know what it is? I logged out. It logged me out.
Okay,
So let me
just
get back
click
in.
on it. It should be a button for log back in.
Oh, I just have to hit create again. That's
Good.
Okay, so characters.
Tell them how wonderful and easy it is to use the Mythos machine.
It is so easy. It pairs an apple. Remember that one?
Can a Corey apple?
Yeah,
It can
core
core an apple. I programmed it to core apples. That was their first function.
You try it the old-fashioned way. Okay, I'm
Oh,
done.
I cut my hand off. but not with the Mythos machine.
I
Oh,
will
no.
press this button again. Hold on.
I just scored 20 apples with the Mythos machine.
So let me pull up. Okay, Pramar. He is lawful good, and his.
What?
Yes, he's lawful good, my friend. He will do anything for the goodness.
You didn't realize that.
Oh, I think that's an error.
Excuse me, Mr. Slicing a woman's throat practically, okay? That's nothing that Pramar's ever
jumped
done.
onto the blade.
Pretty much jumped onto the blade. There you
Oh,
go.
by the way,
Oh,
even
yeah.
which, by the way,
Still doesn't make it right to slash her
totally
throat.
does.
So interesting how the morality plays their own.
Okay, where would my Elcron be?
Under description.
Under description. Edit description?
Yeah. Go ahead. Edit description.
Well, it's not there.
Should be. It's on. Let me see.
This description here, or is there a different
Well, you
description?
just press on edit description.
Oh, and it will show me there?
Yeah.
Oh,
It'll
okay.
bring it in.
Okay, so under there. Oswaldian. Oh, that's my culture. His Elcron is Anath. Good chaotic.
Right.
And Anath is, it's good, you know, this is going to be like an Elcron session. We're going to learn all about the Elcron today.
Well, Anath is associated to the moon.
Okay.
So his milky white skin appeals to the moon appeals to his sense. It's also the nighttime, that he feels most in tune with the world.
Mhm.
And so the moon has become his patron goddess, or
Okay.
Elcron.
Now, all this time, Pramar really hasn't given any weight to Anath. He's never even said his name in all this.
Her name.
Her name. Excuse me. Sorry, man.
Sorry.
Sorry. So he hasn't even said her name. Does he know of Anath?
Somewhat. Not really. He's never really studied. He just feels an affinity. He knows the name.
Okay.
He's never been to an Anath temple or talked to an Anath priest. He just knows that Anath is out there
Okay.
in the night sky looking over him somehow or other.
Maybe I was told by my surrogate parents that.
Yeah, they knew something about it,
Okay.
astrology and stuff, and
Okay.
they were magicians.
All right. This may be better time than not to say than to his patron Elcron. Is Dragon above you?
Well, how does he ask this question? I mean, not technically. I heard the words, but
I know.
what's Pramar doing? I mean, is he just looking up in the
As
darkness
Pramar,
and saying, "Oh,
right.
hey"?
As Pramar starts to wonder about the higher beings, as they may be, and this being probably the first time in Pramar's short life that he's actually given any weight to higher beings, other than what he's seen standing in front of him, maybe a more powerful or whatever being. But in this case, and it starts to have him think of the stories that his, again, surrogate parents may have told him over the time that they had him at the farm, and using to comfort him and saying that Anath is looking over him at night and keeping him safe and all that stuff. And it starts to formulate into his mind that, okay, and now he starts to remember how Hermel would speak to Elvin, and how Eric would have his issues with his Elcron, and so this yeah, you like that I put that, right?
Right. Okay.
So he then pointedly, within his mind, he's not going to openly state it, but within his mind, he's going to pose the question and say, nothing as corny as, oh, great, Aneth, but, just along the lines, because it's not the way Kramer would be, but along the lines of, Aneth, if you are truly there, as my parents said you are, looking over me, answer me this. If you are of the great powers, where does Dragon fit in with you? And then after that, I'm going to say, because I am being told that Dragon is the Lord over all of the reptilian people, and since I am a reptilian person, does that mean that he is above you? Because maybe at this point I'm perceiving as Aneth is maybe reptilian too, because I don't know everything. Maybe.
Pramar is struck with a vision of beautiful Aneth high up on a mountain with the full moon behind her, her long black hair flowing in the breeze. Somewhere a little bit below her, he can see the visage of the wings of Dragon. And he is standing on the mountain, looking much like the combination of a dragon and a human.
Does it remind me of what I turned into in the square in Hobbiton?
It does.
That answers a big question.
The vision fades.
So, in my typical Pramar snideness, I will say to Anna, thank you for that cryptic
You bitch. Answer.
answer.
That cryptic you bitch answer.
And I quickly drained myself. Trying to get to her. No.
I'm out of here. Okay.
Yeah, and figures, you can't tell me the whole truth. But what I'm going to take away from it is that since you were at the top of the mountain and he was below you, that means that he is not at your level. He is not an Elkron. He may be deity, but not true Elkron. That's what I'm going to take.
Right.
And this is what I'm saying in my head.
Right.
To the powers that be.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Fair enough. It's all good.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to look back at his statue and give my own little wry smile.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. About that wry smile. Yeah. So there's Chauncey. Chauncey is now kind of poked his head around right in front of him.
Crazy?
Yeah. He's just looking at it are you okay?
I'm fine. Thank you for asking.
Oh, good. Well, what happened?
I asked of my Elkron, Aneth, where Dragon fits within it all, and from what I saw, Dragon is not of the top rung.
Yes.
He's about here.
Okay. Yes.
So, that being said, I know that I can be here at another point.
Okay.
I've got a lot of false bravado going on.
Yeah, big time.
That's typical.
Okay, yeah. Okay, Braymar. So he says, "Well, what happened while you were in there? You were in there for a long time."
I saw a visage in the waters, showing of my infant age, being dropped off at my parents, who I knew as my parents, by none other than, what's her name again?
Grey Warden's wife.
She doesn't have a name?
Not that you know. You don't know her.
None other than Grey Warden's wife.
Yeah. Well, he introduced her as, "This is my wife." He didn't actually say her name.
Miss Warden.
Yeah, Miss Warden. Mrs. Warden.
Mrs. Warden. Yes. And I wonder if that makes Grey Warden my father.
Possibly.
Then again, they could have just been messengers and not truly be my parents either. And yet, I was also told of a brother that I have that I know nothing of.
He says, your brother is outside the cave.
Chauncey saying this?
Yes. He says he's lying with his face down in the mud.
I thought you were going to say it was her mouth. We're brothers!
No. Don't worry.
Dude,
You're safe. It's okay.
dude. Brother's face down in the mud.
I know. What do you mean he's face down in the mud?
Go and see.
Dude.
And then it dawns on him. The king was my brother?
Indeed.
Oh, you got a lot to look forward to as you grow up.
Yeah, really. Seriously. Talk about, damaged.
He says he was eighth in line to the throne. Now you are eighth in line to the throne.
And who are the first 7?
Your brothers.
Wait a second. I have 7 more brothers?
Indeed.
Where are they? And I pull my sword.
Scattered about here and there in various realms and places.
But am I not akin to the throne now?
You are 7th in line.
So how is my brother sitting on the throne at this point?
There's more than one throne.
The old multi-throne trick. I should have known.
Yes, indeed, you should have, Braemar.
It's like some sort of game.
Yes.
Almost
A
like
game
a
of
game
thrones.
of chairs.
Yes. All right. I do feel like in the back of my head, like just a little tormented for the fact that I did kill my brother or one of my brothers. But then on the other side of that thought, I start to think of just what my brother looked like as I was killing him, very reptilian and dragony or whatever like. And I start to think, wait a second. And I pull my sword and I look in the thing and I look at myself as best I can.
Handsome young albino with long white hair and attractive red eyes that practically glow in the dark.
Yes.
And long, flickering, delicious-looking forked red
And I
tongue.
I give a big smile, a fangy smile.
Yes,
And
with
then
fangs.
I say to myself,
Handsome devil, he says.
am I going to turn into this? And I pretty much ask Chauncey.
He says, I don't know, master, perhaps.
But I don't remember looking like that in the square when I was an adult. I looked like just a larger form of myself with flowing white hair, and that's what I was.
Sort of. I mean, there were other features involved.
But I didn't have any reptilian mouth.
Well, not really, no. But I think there was this scaly skin that happened.
That might have, yes, it was a snaky, scaly skin. That did
Yes.
happen. But I was more human than this brother. of
Right,
mine.
yes, clearly.
So then I will ask, of the races within the reptilian hierarchy, are they my true blood brothers, or are they brothers through lineage? Through, what's the word I'm looking for?
Hokey pokey.
And shake it all about. Are we all birthed by the same parents?
To a certain degree.
Mm.
You all have the same father.
Mm. Then I wouldn't think it's not Grey Warden.
No,
Because I
Grey
can't
Warden is not your father.
I can't see Grey Warden having sex with an alligator or something like that. It just,
Probably
yeah,
not.
it just doesn't.
It gets lonely in the swamp.
Hey, you, gator, get your butt over here. Literally. And bring me a damn beer. God damn it. Close the fridge. Not made out of money. Not made money around here. Bring me that beer. TV dinner while you're at it. I'm hungry. Damn, woman.
Anyway,
Okay. Okay, so yeah, so this is a big enlightening moment here. He's learned of his brothers killing one of his brothers. The fact that Grey Warden's wife most likely is not actually his mother because, with the whole reptilian thing, having the same father. Yeah, he's figuring now, okay, so she must have been just somebody who was tasked with getting him away from somewhere for some reason. And to be protected for that reason.
What is Pramar doing while he thinks about all of these things?
Scratching his chin.
That's it, eh?
Well, I mean, where was Grey Warden and his wife?
Hidden in a building in Whitewode.
In Whitewode, right. Well, I'm thinking that it's time to take my small contingent army and go back to Whitewode to see how much I can help, and also see if I can speak with White Warden and his wife more on why I was squirreled away, and
Right. Which ways, Master, says Chauncey.
which way?
Which way are we going?
Back through the swamp,
Okay,
the way we came.
yes. Okay, so you guys head out that way.
Mm-hmm.
You step out of the cave, and with your reasonably okay night sight, you can see the lay of the swamp. And there are outside of the cave 2 groups of lizard men who are standing guard around the entrance of the cave.
Mm-hmm.
They seem to be peering intently into the swamp. And he also sees the bloody bodies of all of the combatants that fought before, both goblins and lizards.
Including the king
Including the king, whose body is laying there surrounded by lizard men who are standing with their swords at ready.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously protecting the body from predators.
Mm-hmm.
But occasionally one of them starts whacking away at some denizen of the deep as it slithers or crawls.
So there were
towards the
90 men in total, or 90 lizard men in total throughout that I had control over. So I'm going to take 50 with me. I'm going to leave the rest under the authority of the general that I put in place. I'm going to task the ones that are around my brother right now to get his body and bring it within the cave and put it in the room with Dragon.
They say, we can't enter the room of Dragon, sire.
Okay, then before we leave, you're going to carry him behind me. We're going to go to that room. I'm going to go within that room, and I'm going to drag him in.
Yes, sire.
Let's do that.
They carry him in state down the corridors, through the tunnels, down and up the stairs, and past the pillars to the shrine.
Okay, so they leave him at the door,
Yeah.
I suppose? Okay, so I'm going to open the door, and I will pull him in with me.
It's very inconvenient to pull him in.
Why?
Well, because they were carrying him on a, kind of shoulder bier.
So I'm going to cut his ropes and just drag him by the scruff into the room
I see.
and say, I present you my brother, Dragon, as you asked.
The door
Now,
slams shut behind.
Answer
Pramar.
my question.
Pramar sees that there is a pyre that has been built before the dais.
That was fast.
On it is a bier
Mm-hmm.
made of wood and twigs and twine.
So I'm going to surmise that you want my brother up on that.
It is silent in the chamber.
I'm going to use my staff and ask the same question and force my will upon the statue.
He gets a sense of ripples of darkness.
Okay, so you want to play that way. All right. I'll lift my brother up and put him on the pyre. And I say, I will not light it, though. That's by your hand.
As he finishes speaking, a flash of fire, green and flickering, ignites underneath the pyre. And the fire grows and grows, consuming the body of the dead king of the lizard people.
Smells like shish kebab.
Chicken.
Nice. Okay.
All right. And he sees the eyes begin to glow on
the statue?
Dragon's statue. It almost feels as if the statue is waking up and peering out and sees...
More so than earlier?
A little bit less, actually.
Oh, okay.
And he gets the impression of a lidded look from the statue of Dragon.
Okay. Well, since he's awake, I'm going to ask him the question again.
And the question is...
I forgot what it was now that I asked it.
And
he said, bring
c'est
me
la
the
vie. He forgot the all-important question for which he has risked so much.
Well, there was the whether he was above. So that was.
Oh, now Pramar's fumbling around
Yeah.
trying to remember what the hell he wanted to ask Dragon
Yeah.
after all.
My
It's embarrassing.
my-
Dragon starts falling back asleep.
my life with a
Rah,
pencil.
rah,
I should have
rah.
written down.
Rah, 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 rah.
Um,
Dragon smirks as
mhm.
he goes back to sleep.
What was it? I can't remember.
C'est la vie. Dragon falls asleep.
No, I gotta remember. Give me a chance.
I give you 30 seconds.
Okay. Well, his question was, "Who's my brother?"
He already has the answer to that.
Right.
So I guess the question's been answered then.
No, but there was a reason to bring the brother. What sucks is I'll probably remember it like next session.
Naturally. It is far too late.
Senior moment. What was it? Oh, he asked who his parents are.
I don't think that is the same question he asked before, but
What the hell was the reason for bringing the brother in?
as Dragon falls asleep, Ramar hears him muttering, the ninth son of the ninth son. Bewildered as usual. And Dragon goes to sleep.
Oh wait, Chauncey's around my neck? No.
Chauncey can't enter the room. And so Dragon is sleeping again. The fire burns out. The ashes of his brother.
I use the hammer that I received from my brother and beat the frickin' daylights out of the statue. And then I wryly smile.
Nice choice. Does Braemar clang against the statue?
Yes,
with
he
his hammer?
does. He's
Okay.
pissed now. Yeah.
And the hammer bounces off of the statue. It seems like the statue is made of some incredibly dense and enormously heavy, either metal or stone. The hammer has no effect.
Wow.
He gets this strange impression the statue is smirking.
Oh, now I remember. I think it was, what am I turning into? What was that visage that I became? That's what it was.
Sadly,
Now I remember.
Dragon is sleeping now.
Yeah, no, man.
Okay, let's leave Premar there for the moment, and we'll return to Star of Justice, where we began. There he is.
Star of Justice suddenly poofs out of existence. Poof! He's gone.
Wow, that was fast.
Okay, then he comes back again.
Aha. It was a temporary glitch, I guess.
Yeah, something like that.
Right. So the thunderclap in the sky flashes out lightning to no effect on the wickedly laughing Nicholas Blair as the sword comes dancing across the darkness towards Bantam and Star. What do they do at this time?
So the sword's still coming closer.
Indeed, it's only 10 feet away. You can see the blood. You can see the blood on the blade. It's a rapier, very pointy, very sharp.
So where is the sword compared to as compared to Blair and Star?
It's in between them.
Okay, it is.
Bantam says, "Bless the sword." In a very ibis way.
In a what
In
way?
a very ibis way.
Does Bantam even know there's a sword there? I don't think he does. Oh, no, he probably saw it when...
Did he? Did he go?
Light.
Um,
There was the flash of light. Maybe that's what he was running towards instead of...
no, Bantam didn't get far enough to run towards anything. But yeah, he might have caught out of the corner of his eye the glint of the blade of the sword as the lightning flickered in the sky.
Okay. So Bantam says blast the sword. And
since when did Bantam get so, he's kind of being brilliant and shit.
Maybe figured out a way to.
That sounds like something Bantam might say. I mean, it's not. Maybe he has a shrewd tactical mind despite his simplicity.
I guess so.
Wow.
Maybe. I don't know. I think it's an okay thing for Bantam to say.
Yeah.
He would know.
Well, it's not. There's certainly. It's a simple enough statement. Bantam could definitely say it. I'm just saying.
It is.
Since when did he get? I mean, this is uncanny. I mean, Okay, but I'm not going to complain. It's okay.
Star honestly isn't sure it's a good idea. He doesn't know that. Doesn't necessarily think it'll work.
Right.
But he says, "Well, it can't be worse than any of my choices lately."
It could.
Resounding endorsement. He attempts to divine strike the sword.
Oh, divine strike the sword.
Yeah, I mean that's.
He doesn't know if that would work. The sword is an inanimate object. You wouldn't think that
Isn't that what Bantam said? I think that's what Bantam said.
Bantam said, well, if you want to get technical, Bantam said, bless the sword.
He said, bless the sword. And then he said, blast.
He wants you to increase its attack level by 1.
And or
damage.
Therefore,
and or damage by 1.
By blessing said sword, it might illuminate the sword with a magical glow that we will then be able to see it and then attack it thusly. This is exactly what Bantam was thinking, but what came out of his mouth was more like, oh, that's a sword.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what Bantam wound up saying?
Actually, hold on a moment. Is that even a thing?
What do you mean? What do you mean? Is that,
Let me check something.
okay.
I was just thinking, yeah, like, flashlight of retribution. If you would have
The
like
sword
blessed it,
of
give it a
glowing.
glow it, give it a,
Yeah.
I think you're right that blessing actually does make things glow. But yeah, okay. So yeah, it does actually. I didn't even realize it could be done at range.
And also,
I
since
thought you had to touch the thing.
if it's an evil sword, I would think that a blessing would maybe possibly hurt it. But
Okay.
this is all
So yeah, Star doesn't actually. I don't think Star hears because I didn't hear bless. I heard blast.
right. Well, and that may be something
That's what Star hears as well.
It makes it makes
That is an excellent idea, but I think as far as it coming from Bantam, it might be a bridge too far.
It's okay because Bantam said bless, but because of the thundering roar in this zone of darkness, Star actually heard blast and thought,
But he doesn't think it would work.
well, he thinks divine strike against the sword is, unless it's a living being, he doesn't think it would actually work.
Okay. Yeah, if he doesn't think it would have any effect, he won't do that.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. Who knows? If it was unbelievably spectacular, it might. He just doesn't know.
Did Bantam see
It
the
would be an
gargoyle
odd
at all?
thing. He's never seen anybody actually try to use divine strike against an inanimate object, so he doesn't know what would happen.
Did Bantam see the gargoyle at all?
No, he didn't. He was facing the wrong way at the time.
And how far are we away from Blair?
Okay, so you guys are 20 feet from Blair, and Blair, on the other side of Blair, past Blair from where you guys are, is another 30 feet away, is where the gargoyle and Arcturus are.
Oh, okay, so
Roughly in that
Blair
area.
is in between
Yes.
us and Arcturus and
Right.
the gargoyle.
Yes.
Okay, so
And the sword is between you and Blair
okay,
and heading rapidly in your direction at this point.
all right.
You have a melee to decide what to do. The sword will be upon you next melee.
And who is it coming after?
Well, you don't know. Bantam doesn't see anything.
Right.
Bantam is just shrouded in darkness. He's just holding on for dear life. Little tiny Star, who he is practically crushing with his, effort to maintain some sense of, where he's at. Star. So, what is Star doing at this time?
Star is going to try to divine strike Blair again. He can't think of anything better to do.
Okay, so you know what to roll. Go ahead.
All right.
Are you going to add any extra points here?
Yeah, we'll do the same deal as last time.
Okay.
3, so take him down to 5.
Right. So you need a four or better.
Yep. Okay.
What are his options
What do you mean?
as far as adding?
Oh, he can add, for 1 point, he can add a point of damage, or he can add range, or he can add attack level. He's decided for an extra point, totaling 3 points, to add 1 extra attack level, and that's it.
So presumably, if it's 4 or better, like with the 1 extra, it will be 5 or better without.
No, it's 3 or better without. The
Oh.
4 makes it 50. 50%.
I think so.
I'm confused. How does making the attack level higher make the roll harder?
No, it makes, no. You're getting the bonus in already.
What?
If you add a point, that brings it to 50%.
Without it,
Without it, it's
So-
harder.
Right. So that would be you'd need to roll a 5 or better,
Yes.
which would be 1 step harder. Yeah. Okay. So yes, what I said was correct.
Right. Yeah. So his armor, his mystic.
Which takes the percentage up significantly. So
Well-
that is definitely worth doing.
So you can tell what his mystic armor class must be in that case.
Yeah. But yeah, Bill. I mean,
Well, you failed
yeah,
one roll. What are the odds of you failing it again?
It's sparkly.
pretty good, I think.
Okay.
Might be 1 and 2 even, perhaps.
Yeah.
And it's a 4. So
Woo! He hits it. Okay.
that is a thing that happens.
Roll twice, and add those.
Okay, roll the 1 die twice.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
First one.
Off the table?
First one. It's a 2.
2.
Second one. It's a 4.
6 points. A blast of lightning flickers out of the heavenly sky of complete darkness.
Now, is that
and
a
it doesn't
physical-
feel heavenly at all.
Is that a
But
physical or a mystic attack? Is that it hits his
Mystic.
mystic point?
Yeah.
Okay. Just wondering. Okay.
and Blair, exceedingly alarmed by this, having just taken 6 points. Okay, roll this. Okay.
Do I roll?
No, it's okay.
Okay. I shall not roll. I may rock, but I will not roll.
I'm surprised he's up.
Blair is caught by surprise for some reason. You don't know why. He shouldn't have been caught by surprise. He should have seen this coming. It's the same spell cast twice. He should have known better. But for whatever reason, he was distracted by something at a critical moment. And because of that, he loses focus and is hit by this divine strike before he can do anything. And kaboom! A loud thunderclap, a flash of lightning. Bantam can see for a moment, and he can see where Blair is. He can see the gargoyle. He can see Arcturus laying on the ground, the dancing sword. And what he sees is the dancing sword drop to the ground. And
Grab the sword!
and you both catch a glimpse of Blair as he turns and runs. And then it goes dark
Okay.
for Bantam again. So Blair has hightailed it away. Star, with his true sight, can see him.
Star drops to his knees in relief.
Right.
Actually, I don't know. He probably doesn't because Bantam's holding him up.
Yeah.
Bantam feels Star sag in his grip. Like if he wasn't holding him, he would just collapse on the floor.
Oh. Bantam sort of picks him up.
Seriously, after that first one, after the first one didn't work, Star thought that they were both dead. He was, and you know
He picks him up and shakes him a little and says, "Are you okay?"
Maybe Bantam. Let's see if we can get out of here.
Well, I don't know which way to go.
Actually, he's gonna walk over to the gargoyle.
Okay.
He's gonna walk Bantam over to the gargoyle and see what they can do about those chains.
Right. It's the gargoyle is completely motionless.
Uh-oh.
Star moving at all?
No.
Uh-oh.
He might as well be a rock. Uh-oh.
That. I'm thinking too, but I can't say it because that would be like this, and we don't do that.
Good man.
I'm the lively, undisciplined audience.
Yeah. You mean that? What?
Is it something that one really that Star ought to know?
Uh-huh. Did you see the last episode of Walking Dead?
Yes.
Glenn is dead!
Is it something that Star would definitely remember?
No, but Star would definitely surmise it. I mean, Star would surmise it. Whether Sam surmises 4-star, that's a whole other question. And Bantam can't surmise anything at this point, so
Yeah.
it's not going to say anything.
The way we kind of adjudicate that,
That's a strong point.
the character would remember normally,
Yes.
but if the player doesn't,
As
And
we
it's
saw
just
what
a
happened
glitch,
to Premont.
I don't know. I mean, the problem with that is that the players only play every 2 weeks. So our characters are all have the memory of gnats because it takes so long.
True.
You know, it feels like it was years ago because it was.
well,
Also, it could have been something that happened while I wasn't even here, you know?
Well, no, I mean, if you just, okay, as Charlie recapping,
okay.
the way it happened was when we left off, Arcturus had just been sliced, fell to the ground, and was in pretty bad shape. The gargoyle was still at that point wrestling within his chains to get out.
Training, yes. That's true.
Now, as our illustrious GM has put it, the gargoyle is no longer moving in those chains. And the audience says, uh-oh. So that's all I'm saying.
Good recap.
You like that, right?
Mhm.
I mean, if it's so, is it then not referencing something that happened earlier?
Not referencing something that happened earlier, just to what I stated.
Okay.
They want you to draw a conclusion of some sort from these observations.
It's like the comic book where it had the boxes go see issue 78 of Silver Surfer.
Right. Enough said.
What do they call those? The little boxes that make a reference to
Yeah,
the
they
issue.
were they had a name for them. Not info box. I think they were info boxes. Yeah.
Well, it doesn't matter. Play on.
Okay, what is Star doing?
Actually, is Arcturus still there?
He's lying on the ground.
He's still lying on the ground.
Yes.
Actually, I think what Star would actually do first is run over to him as possible and see if he's actually dead. Because if he's not, he would want to help him. Probably, in fact, what he would do before anything else. Because Arcturus might be dying. He might be dead. But he might be dying. In which case, there might be something Star could do.
Mostly dead.
Yeah, mostly dead, or all dead. In which case, you can go through his pockets and look for loose change. You know.
True. You never know what you find. Lint, rocks, you know.
He's barely breathing.
Coupons.
He's barely breathing, but he is breathing.
Okay, so Star is going to render medical assistance.
Okay. What kind?
That is definitely what he's going to do, even if it is a horrible mistake.
What?
Even though it is probably a horrible mistake.
Wait a second. What kind of assistance?
Lately has been a horrible mistake, but that's okay.
What kind of assistance?
He's Star's a doctor. He can figure it out. What can he do? He's bleeding, right?
Yes.
To the other side.
The bleeding is probably the first thing to do.
He does first aid.
Yeah, I mean, he's actually. So I mean, in Star's professional medical opinion, is there any hope of saving him?
It would take a miracle.
A true blue spectacle.
Well, he's try. He feels responsible. He was there when Arcturus got hurt, so he's going to do what he can.
Do me a favor and take notes.
Yeah.
Okay. What's he
You
going
should
to
probably. What's that?
Well, you said he's going to do the best he can. What's he going to do?
Yes, he's going to medical healing level 4.
Aha! Medical healing level 4. Okay.
He's 28.
What?
Go ahead and roll for it.
All right, hang on. Getting there. Come on, out.
Was he doing medical healing?
Here we go. Okay, so he doesn't actually kill him, but he doesn't do any good.
Difficulty of?
Well, this is actually a player gambit. You set the difficulty level yourself.
Oh, okay.
And
So-
that becomes,
Should I take back that roll then?
but it becomes, so the difficulty level is what you set yourself. So you say how hard you're going to focus on this in order to perfect it. If you miss, then it doesn't work. If you work,
So I'm restoring a number of points.
yeah, that's the number of points. So you're setting you're setting the experience and the difficulty level by setting the difficulty level.
So if he says it's a difficulty of 3, he has to roll a 3 or better?
What do I need to do to make him not die?
Hold on. If he sets a difficulty level of 3 and his skill level with it is 4, which is what it is, then he rolls a 4 to 3. If he sets it higher, he does more healing.
Right.
So it's the number of points of healing that he's going to
But
deliver
he's also
that's
got to
also
roll higher to make it.
right. That's the key. So if he sets 6, he says, I want to heal him 6 points. Then he's got to beat a 6. If he beats a 6, he gets 6 experience, and the recipient gets 6 points of
And
healing.
the only way to beat a 6 is to get a critical.
6 to 4 would be because an even would be 4 or better, because that would be a 50-50 chance. Is that right?
Yeah, even is 4 or better. That's right.
So a 4 to 5 would be a 5 or better. So a 4 to 6 would just be a 6 or better. You wouldn't need a critical, but you would need a 6.
Right.
Okay.
How many points do I have to heal him to make him not die? How does that work? Because what I want to do, I don't even necessarily want to heal him points. I want to make him not die. I want to make him not lose anymore. I don't know.
Right.
I mean, I don't know how dying works in your system exactly. I mean, in like D&D, we'd be talking about him being at negative hit points, and I'm stabilizing him.
Right. Yeah. Think of it.
But your system, is it different?
So if he's breathing, he's not
dead.
So which means he could be anywhere from 0 to -2, right?
-4.
Oh,
Somewhere. Yeah.
-4,
He could
still
be.
breathing.
Yeah.
And how do the minus numbers work? What is the effect of being at -1, 2, 3, 4, etc.?
Well, at -1, at 0, you can't use your skills. At -1, you start losing your capability of moving. -2 of speaking. -3 of staying conscious. And -4 is you're mortally wounded, but you still have some time left.
So if you're at -3 or higher, then you're not mortally wounded. You're not in immediate danger.
Right. But you're immobilized to varying degrees.
Right. Well, not if there's a bantam who can pick you up and carry you.
Right.
So in fact, all Star would need to do is heal him by 1 point.
Right.
To assume he's at -4 to let him not die.
Right. And that amounts actually to doing the equivalent of first aid, because first aid always gives 1 point. But Star doesn't actually have first aid, so he can't.
He has medical healing, which is more powerful.
Medical healing, which is much
What's
more.
your skill level? 4?
Yeah. And it's player gambit. So you could say.
2 will be pretty much,
You can't lose on it.
Yeah.
Right?
yeah.
A 3 to 2 would be a don't roll a 1.
Exactly.
Or 4 to 2, rather.
4 to 2 is don't roll a 1.
Don't roll a 1. Okay.
So
Can I do that? Use the 2 I rolled earlier?
well, you didn't
Come
know
on,
he
just
didn't know,
roll,
he didn't know the
geez.
gambit.
Yeah. You didn't know the gambit rule. Come on.
No.
Now, how long have we been playing this game?
So what difficulty are you going to call, Sam?
Yeah, I'm going to go for and so you said that at -3 you lose consciousness. At -2 again?
Is you stop speaking.
Yeah, you lose your communication ability.
You are kind of conscious. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna 4 to 4 would be 4 or better. 2 or better. Yeah, so I'm going to go for 2.
One more question. Is there a frequency at which you can use this skill?
Once on a patient.
Take that into account.
True.
So, difficulty level of 2. Okay.
So
Yeah, do I want to do that? Yes, I think I do.
Okay. So go ahead and roll. Don't roll a 1.
Don't roll a 1.
I love
Totally
saying.
gonna roll a 1. I did not roll a 1. That's a 6.
Wow. Okay, so it totally worked, and he got back 2 points.
Okay. Wait, don't roll a 1 again. Doesn't he roll again?
Do you roll again with player gambits, or is it not possible to critically succeed with a player gambit because you're choosing your level of success?
Well, if you roll a 6, yeah, you could roll another 6.
Okay.
See if you roll another 6.
I do not.
Okay. If you
It's a
did, then you would roll a 3rd time, and that would be
Right.
points added.
Cool. Okay, so he is now.
Right. So
Um,
he's still barely with it. But you think that he's not going to die. It looked like he was mortally wounded. He would have died in a few minutes, probably. But you think that now
Right.
your healing skill has stabilized him. You wouldn't want to move him around too much at this point.
How many mystic points did you use on that?
None. This is a skill.
Okay.
It's a skill.
So, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you
so you wouldn't want to moving
It's just not mystic
0?
points.
Okay.
Yeah, he didn't use mystic points for it.
moving him at all would risk re-injuring him.
Say
So
that.
having
Yeah.
a giant pick him up would probably kill him, is what you are saying.
You wouldn't want to move him around, especially jostle him. No, he's just barely
Okay.
holding on. You've stabilized him, but it's like a patient in the hospital bed. This isn't the right time to start carting them around and carrying them from here to there.
Right. Benson, we need to get these people help.
Okay, tell me what to do. I can't see.
What people?
I know you can't, Benson. I'm sorry. We need to get out of. I think we need to get out of here. It's the first thing we need to do. I hope it's not as difficult as. Well, I hope it is just as difficult as getting in here, because that wasn't so hard.
Where is the little stone doggy?
Doggy?
The little stone doggy.
What? You mean the gargoyle?
I don't know. He looked like a little stone doggy to me. He was cute.
He's right over there. He's not moving, Bantam.
Oh no.
That means something?
Is he hurt?
I don't know. I suppose I should check.
Yeah.
So we'll go over to the gargoyle, and Star's gonna check on the gargoyle. He's
Now,
gonna
are
see.
you guys still holding on to each other, or what's going on with that?
So I think Star had Bantam keep a hand on his shoulder while he bent down to help Arcturus, and he will
Okay.
get back up and continue to guide Bantam around.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a good idea to leave Bantam in the middle of the darkness.
Probably not. Probably not.
Trying to keep Bantam, he's
Uh-huh.
trying to keep him safe and okay.
All right. Yeah, so you guys are doing what? The gargoyle is about 10 feet away from where you are.
Okay, so we'll go over to the gargoyle, and Star's going to check on him. He's going to say, "Hello? Are you awake?"
The gargoyle is not moving. It looks like it's in a position where if it was moving at all, which it's not, it would be straining against these iron chains with all of its might. That's what it looks like. It's trying to uproot the chains out of the ground, but it's just completely motionless, so it's not moving at all. But that's the stance that it's in.
So Star's going to look at the chains. Is there are there locks or anything on them, or are they just like growing out of the ground? I mean, what's the deal with these chains?
Bolts, big iron bolts in the ground.
Into the stonework.
Yep.
Okay. And it's not moving anyway.
It's not moving at all.
Benton, I'm afraid the stone doggy's not doing anything. I don't know what's happened to him. I don't know if they can die. But I don't think there's anything we can do to help him. We should go and see if we can find someone else who can help him and Arcturus.
Why doesn't he come with us?
He can't. He's chained to the ground, Bantam.
Can't we break the chains?
I suppose you could try. He tried really hard, but you are very strong. All right, here. So I take Star takes Bantam's hands, places them on one of the chains. Okay, can you feel that?
I do.
All right. If you pull as hard as you can, see what happens.
Three.
What was it?
A 3.
Okay.
And
Nothing.
Is going to get frustrated. And he's going to say to Star,
Tell me where I can hit with my hammer.
Oh boy, saw that coming.
Oh. Okay. We don't want to hit the stone doggy.
No, I don't.
But
I want to.
I guess maybe he can take it if we do hit him by accident.
I hope I don't hit him.
So
It's the magic warhammer.
Audience?
Oh,
hell no!
Don't do it, man! Don't do it! Oh my God!
Gonna bust that doggy up.
He's gonna bust that dog right side of his head.
So Star is going to set Bantam up, standing in a place where he could swing his warhammer and hit the chains in a place where they're not like on the gargoyle. He's going to try and hit the bolt,
Is Star
like smash the bolt.
okay? Is Star gonna get out of the way for this?
So what he's going to do is going to say, Bantam, don't swing until I tell you to. I'm going to show you how you need to swing, but you're not going to do it hard. And then when I've got out of the way, then you're going to do it hard.
Okay.
So we're going to do a practice. We're not going to go hard for the practice
Okay.
so that you know where you're going. So he's going to place the warhammer on the bolt with
Okay.
Bantam's hands on it. And then Star's going to help Bantam go up and down in the same place to try and get him so that he knows exactly the motion that he's going to make.
now let me ask you this. Since Star has given me instruction on where and how to swing, do I get any pluses?
Well, if you do get a plus, then it is overriding or attempting to override all the negatives that have stacked up in the darkness.
Dark fighting.
Yeah.
Dark fighting!
But I mean, to be fair though, hitting a stationary object is not hard.
No.
Bantam could do that pretty easily if he could
He's
see.
bringing me up and down.
Yeah,
Up
yeah, yeah.
and
yeah.
down. A couple of times, and he's like,
So it'll still probably be harder than that, but
Yeah.
it might not be like impossible because it's a
Right,
stationary object.
This is to lighten the bond. We need to do a real world play test.
yes, yes.
Good idea.
I mean,
Okay, but here's the other thing, too. You have to remember that Bantam's dexterity is a 1.
Hmm.
It's -2. Plus the darkness is another -2.
But that's what I'm saying. If he's given me the
Right,
instruction,
the instructions have now added 1,
okay.
but that's it. So
Okay.
it's still at -3.
what was the base difficulty? I think the base difficulty would only be about a 1 to hit a stationary target.
Yeah, but remember,
So I mean, even
I would
if
go.
that's a -4,
Yeah, the base difficulty.
I would say it has to be more than a 1, even though, considering it's Bantam with a dexterity of 1, even with the
No,
plus.
but no,
What he's saying
it's
is,
Bantam is factored in the dexterity, and he can't see is factored in. So that's 4 on top of anything else, but we're talking the base difficulty of hitting a stationary target if you could see it.
Yeah, if you can
For
see
just
it.
anybody.
Yeah, the difficulty is a 1.
Okay.
That's the base. But
Right.
now,
The difficulty is a 5.
yeah, the difficulty is now 5.
-2, -2, and then +1, so it's the 4.
Right.
And what's Bantam's skill level?
Yeah, Bantam's level with the Warhammer
Heavy weapons.
is 4.
Only a 4? Oh,
Yeah.
but I think that has the dexterity factored in, doesn't it?
What's that?
I think that already has the dexterity factored in.
Sounds right.
Yeah,
Yeah. So it's actually, it would be a 1 +2 for the darkness to be a 3, -2, -1 plus -1 for the instructions to be a 2. So it would be 4 to 2.
Well, the difficulty is set independent of whatever the attacker or the attack level or the character who's doing the operation. So the difficulty is just static. So the difficulty starts at a 1.
Right.
So then Bantam, with all of his minuses, makes it a difficulty of 1, 0, so -3. And then it's -2 because he's getting the instructions. And then, the difficulty is a 1, and then 5, and then 4. So the difficulty is a 4.
The thing is, I think if you do that, I think you're adding Bantam's dexterity twice. Because Bantam's dexterity factors into his attack level. If it also factors into the difficulty, I mean, in the reverse situation, if it was Lido doing it, would he get to add his dexterity twice?
Well, let me think about that.
Interesting point, Sam. Interesting point. And to add to the whole thing is Bantam is going to inwardly hope beyond all hope that he does not hit the little doggy, and in so doing is actually going to put 1 mystic point in without even realizing it because he's so not wanting to hurt the little doggy.
Okay, but let me figure out
Sure,
this
sure,
question before we do anything
X
else.
minus Y equals +0.
Uh,
I have no idea.
Right. Yeah. No, that's right. You're right. Because it's really the attack level that you're looking at. So, but the attack level is incorporated into that. So his attack level is a 4. And the difficulty is no, it's a 2. Because it's 1 and then the darkness.
Right.
So
Darkness and then instructions.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
So
it's a 4 attack level. Nah, that doesn't really quite make sense though.
I mean, maybe the darkness is more than 2.
Yeah, it is actually. Yeah, the darkness is -2, so that makes the difficulty 3.
Right.
And his attack level is 4.
So now let's make it more confusing. How does dark fighting work?
Does Bantam actually have dark fighting?
No, I
Yes,
have
he
no
does.
idea where this dark fighting came from.
Pull it up, please.
What?
I see a watch. I see a lovely watch.
Oh, he wanted it. Look, there it is again. There it is. There it is. Okay.
I see it.
How the hell is there?
Oh, yeah. So dark fighting is not actually a thing?
I must have created it recently.
I want to
Okay.
see if dark fighting is a thing.
Let's see. The ability to fight with melee weapons in complete darkness
Does Bantam have that?
without
Yes, I
penalty.
do.
If missile weapons are used, then so long as the target is able to be heard, breathing, etc., then the attack level is reduced by a 1 attack level for every 10 feet away the target is. This ability costs 1 mystic point per melee to exercise.
So Bantam actually could have attacked Blair.
Well,
No, you had to detect them.
I had to detect him first.
Right, but he was talking. Blair was talking, so you could hear him.
Yeah, but he was 10 feet away. I don't know if I
Yeah.
would have been able to make it to him.
Right. And also remember that the talking
But I mean-
aspect is being muffled.
Right. The lightning, the thunder.
Yeah, you're constantly in this like thundering zone.
That's
So
what I thought of that.
yeah,
The
all
Blair situation has been resolved temporarily anyway, so we don't need to worry about that. For now, you know.
okay. So
The other thing could be if I wanted to use the dark fighting in this case, since I'm not really fighting, but it goes by sound. If Star was to maybe tap on the thing and then say "go," I would remember where the sound is using my feet and hit it. Or have
Well,
it.
since Star put the hammer down, presumably it would have tapped on the. Because what he did is he placed Bantham's hammer on the spike, then raised it up, and pushed it back down again so that it hit the spike gently, and so that would have made a noise.
Yes. This studio audience is what you call true
Rules lawyering.
GM adjudication. This is where the GM really has to pull from deep within to adjudicate this situation. Let's see how he handles it. Genius!
here it is, my adjudication. I hope you enjoyed the show. Right. So, okay. As Bantam swings the hammer a couple of times in practice, each time that he swings the hammer in practice, he misses.
Okay.
It's dark, it's noisy, there's thunder, it's scary, he can't see anything. Star has, tried to guide him. He knows that this is going to be more difficult to do than it,
Who knows?
he would have wanted.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Star or Bantam?
Bantam. Bantam has a sense. After he strikes a couple of times and he doesn't hear the telltale sound, and he's trying to do it slow.
Mm-hmm.
So he thinks he's going to need really to be lucky on this, because it all accumulates into, it's all scary, it's all dark, it's noisy, there's thunder, all kinds of terrible things that happen.
Bantam wants to save.
Yes,
the dog.
he does. So he's
Bantam,
going to try his
we
best.
can go and get help for the doggy. Maybe someone who can see in the dark. You don't have to try to hit it if you don't think you can do it.
You could see in the dark. Can't you help the doggy?
I don't think I'm strong enough to break that bolt. Maybe I can try.
You have magic.
That's a good point. Star didn't even occur to him to smash the bolt. He's got a freaking big heavy thing on a stick too.
That's a good point.
Forgotten about it.
Uh-huh.
Star says, Bantam, I have a heavy thing on the end of a stick too.
That's incredible. So do I.
Wow,
Okay.
that's
Big. Yeah. Bantam, whenever there's a word that means incredible or anything along those, Bantam just says big.
That's big.
It's big. It's huge.
It's like Trump.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's huge.
It's big, it's huge.
Yeah, it's
Huge.
big. It's huge. Yeah.
why are we even talking?
Yeah.
Cancel the election.
All right. So,
Okay. So Star is gonna try. Star says, "Okay, Bantam, I'll try to hit the bolt. Here, stand back a little bit. I'm gonna try to hit the bolt." And yeah, so has the hour's duration on Star's true sight run out yet?
it's getting there.
Feels like we've been doing this for a while.
Yeah.
Okay. So Star's gonna take out his Morning Star,
Okay.
smack the bolt, and it's a 1 difficulty for him, right?
Yeah. So it's a 3-1.
Is that 3? I think 3 is correct. Let me make sure. Where's my Morning Star?
What's his strength?
Star's strength is a 3. I mean, it's a 3. Yeah.
But it is a mystical mace.
Okay. So that's 3-1?
Actually, it's a 2. I'm sorry.
It's a 2. No, yeah, you're right. Okay, yeah, because the Morning Star is negative, has a negative attack level.
Right, yeah, because it's a heavy
Star
weapon.
is still low level. Apparently, wandering around with an ancient artifact shoved up your butt doesn't really experience.
It didn't, yeah, it didn't really lend itself
His
to.
grandfather had it up his ass.
Yeah. He kept it up there for about 3 years. Enjoy. I put a brown band
Okay,
to remind you of where it comes from.
that would be a 1 to 2. So
Yeah, but
that would be what, 3 or better?
Yeah, you've got a 2. You're striking at a 1, so you need a 3 or better. Don't mess up. Go.
Huh. Okay. So how does actually Star's going to take some practice? Actually, Star's going to take some practice swings.
Oh my God.
Does that make it easier? We don't want to hit. We don't want to kill the gargoyle.
Okay, fine.
Totally
He
going to
takes
kill the
a couple
gargoyle.
He does his best golf practice swing.
Yeah. Does it work? Does he hit it?
Bantam golf claps.
Okay. Good. But I mean, does Star get the same feeling as Bantam? Like this is actually going to be hard.
No, not nearly as much. He can see.
He feels like it's not going to be. Okay. So he's gonna take a whack at it. He's totally going to kill the gargoyle. Bye gargoyle. Nope. It's a 4.
Okay. He hits. Roll again. Roll again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. It's a 5.
5. Nice. Okay. The sound of the Morning Star hitting the bolt just right.
And breaking into 15 pieces.
Yeah. Well, he can see like that the bolt is like cracked. And all of a sudden, that crack explodes into a completely ruptured chain. And the gargoyle flies up into the air, breaking all the rest of the chains.
I didn't expect that.
Me neither.
I thought it was going to
The stone doggy got out, Bantam. He's out. He's flying away. He's a winged doggy. He's a flying doggy.
Yeah, he flies up and disappears into the darkness out of Star's range of true sight.
What a
Okay.
Yeah, he just blasted off basically. It seemed to Star like he let release a incredibly tense spring. So that whole time he was pressing and pressing and pressing at his maximum strength, and just chipping and cracking the bolt was enough to let the entire thing rip out.
Okay. That makes sense. All right. So Star goes back over. He puts his Morning Star back away. He goes back over to Bantam and says, "Okay, Bantam, we've got to get out of here. We got to get help for Arcturus."
Okay.
Well, wait.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Here it comes.
That doesn't quite happen that way, because
Here it comes.
while Star is over at the chain, hitting it with the Morning Star, and Bantam is standing nearby. Yeah. Bantam sees.
I see.
Yes. He sees a light nearby.
You walk towards it.
No, we walk away from it.
There is a light.
Okay.
He doesn't know what it is. It's behind. There's something in the way, some sort of obstacle. It's just a silhouette, but he can tell that on the other side of this silhouette, and it's kind of shapeless. You can't really tell what it is. There's a light.
Is it illuminating other things? Or?
He doesn't know. It's just a light in the darkness.
I mean, can I see my feet, or can I see?
He stretches his hand out. If he puts his hand in front of the light, he can see like his hand.
So he's going to go towards the light.
Okay. So meanwhile, Star, you hit the thing, the chain breaks, And the gargoyle, he watches the gargoyle fly off into the darkness with some dismay as it disappears. And there's Arcturus at his feet, who's still breathing heavily, and he turns around and Bantam is gone.
Gone. He's not anywhere within. You can't see him.
Nope, he seems to have walked off.
Huh, imagine that.
Didn't you listen to Hermel when he said not to split the party? Oh wait, I like splitting the party now. Dang it, Hermel! This is your fault. Thank you. You're setting a bad example for Bantam.
So Star is alone now with Arcturus. And Arcturus looks up. He opens his eyes barely. And he looks at he can't see. So Star can tell that Arcturus doesn't know what's going on or where he is.
Okay.
And he's just kind of looking up. His eyes are open though.
Does he think that the Star, in his expert medical opinion, does he think that if he speaks, Arcturus will be able to understand him?
He doesn't know. He'd have to try it and see. It's hard to tell.
So he says, Arcturus, it's Star.
Arcturus reaches up and grabs Star's arm, blindly. But he just grabs his arm, practically by accident, and says, Star, it's you.
Here. Yes, I scared Blair away. I hit him and he ran off. You're really hurt. I can't move you. Help.
Yeah, he kind of collapses back down to the ground again. He was kind of arched up a little bit, and he's breathing really heavily, and he just says, "Thank you for saving me."
Okay, so he's so Star's going to check quickly that he's not. I mean, I guess there's not even any point because he can't doctor him again.
Right.
So he's just gonna run.
Although
gonna get up.
No.
Yeah, no, you can't. Don't.
Oh, I thought he did.
No.
Don't. You're just gonna confuse me.
Yeah.
So Star will get up, and he's going to start hurrying. And I guess he won't actually run flat out, but he'll start hurrying in a direction.
Okay. So wait a second. Let me make sure that I understand the instructions here. Tell me that again. What does Star do?
So after Arcturus falls back down, Star is going to get up, and he will hurry off in a direction with he's trying to get out of here, and all you can think of to do is walk.
Okay, so he picked a random direction and starts walking.
Essentially.
Okay, that's fine. We're going to leave Star there.
Okay.
We're going to leave Bantam there.
Okay.
We're going to go back to Hermel.
I was so short.
Okay.
Don't let Hermel keep my lantern.
Oh, yeah, that's right. My lantern. Yeah. Arcturus wakes up a moment, reaches up, grabs Star's arm. He's like, my lantern.
Does he really?
My lantern. And that's it. Now he collapses again and falls. He seems to fall asleep. Much needed, probably. Okay. Meanwhile, down in the marsh is the stone building with Eric and Hermel.
So we don't hear steps anymore?
Well, there was a chomping kind of sloshy sound going through the marsh. It went in a different direction. But now they hear other noises also sounding like a group of, let's say, personages or people or things or, undoubtedly creatures, but a group of them have started making noises off in the direction, in a similar direction to where he originally heard the other sounds.
Right.
These sounds sound a little bit different, a little bit heavier, a little bit more cracking of wood and stuff. The other ones sounded like, at least they were attempting to be stealthy.
Okay, I will whisper in Eric's ear. Let them pass by.
He whispered, "Let them pass by."
Why are you whisper shouting?
Okay.
He doesn't really say that. He just sort of grunts.
Okay, start. Yeah.
That's the quietest sound a dwarf can make.
Yeah.
It's in the dwarf men.
Up ahead, you see the shimmering visage of Sir James.
Okay. Like this to Sir James.
Sir James does not appear to notice you.
Sorry, I'm still waiting. I'm waiting for the second set of footsteps to fade away.
Right. Well, there's some commotion off in that direction.
Oh, that's good.
There's like tromping and, you hear the sound of some voices talking in guttural tones. Can't quite make out what they're saying.
Okay.
You wait?
I wait, yeah.
Okay. About 10 minutes goes by.
That's okay.
Okay. 10 minutes goes by and the voices and tromping and stuff recede and fade.
All right.
There's Sir James, glowing faintly in a shimmering blue light in the darkness.
I will. Okay, let's go.
Eric, he whispers to you, okay, let's go.
Eric grunts again.
I will kneel down right in front of Sir James. I'll say, Sir James.
Roll this. Nice. Roll it again. He rolled a 6.
You bring Sir James back to life.
Not that good. Okay. Sir James looks up with his haunted eyes and looks directly at Hermel.
Sir James, you said make them confess. I'm going to have Snylock confess. It's Snylock's fault. Snylock started all of this.
Sir James says,
Snylock hurt the women. The women cursed the town. The women brought the witches.
Sir James starts to moan with a ghostly
Oh, come on.
sound.
You want to get this done or not?
And he says, he looks at Hermel and he says, you must make the witches confess.
They won't.
They must. And he kind of fades.
They have no remorse. They won't.
He says,
Eric says, doesn't confess just mean say you did it? You don't have to say you're sorry. You just say you did it. That's confessing, isn't it?
that's very true.
I guess.
So here's the thing.
Maybe we could get Blair to say. Maybe we could get him to brag about it.
As Sir James is fading into disappearing, you can hear him on his last utterance as he says,
Beware of rocks.
no, he says, you must use their worst fear against them. And he disappears.
Well, witches fear water. They melt.
Well, and he disappears. What do you do?
I want to see what kind of building this is.
It's a stone building with somewhat ornate architecture, molding, fluted columns, very old looking. You go around to the front.
I thought that's where it was.
Yeah.
By the door.
But he was actually on the side of the building.
Oh, okay.
When you go around the front, there is the door. It's a iron grilled gate, and behind it is a metal door. So the gate is closed, except it's not closed. The gate has creaked open.
Are there any squiggly things over the door?
You mean squiggly things as in writing?
Yeah, I think that's what they call it.
Eric looks at the door. Is there any writing on the door?
Good call, Eric. Yes, there's writing on the door.
What does it say?
It says, "Thou shalt squiggle."
It's extremely old writing. You can hardly,
Okay.
in fact, it's so old that it's so worn down, it's barely legible. It says the house of something starting with D. Beyond that, he can't read it. It's worn away by time.
This is the house of D. You know who D is.
I do not. Why is Sir James here? Shouldn't he be somewhere relevant? I wonder if ghosts have rounds. I wonder if it's like, oh, it's 3 o'clock, I have to be by the old well. And, oh, it's 1 o'clock, now I have to go back to where I was killed.
It's 9:30, gotta do the dishes.
So what do the witches fear?
What do the witches fear the most?
Scungili? They probably fear Scungili.
The most?
Hugs?
What?
Hugs?
They fear none.
So they're standing in front of the door.
I'm pretty sure they fear death. I think a sword to the throat's good enough.
Yeah, it's probably
That's
A
what
good
wonders,
guess.
wonders for you in past.
Hermel feels that that probably is the answer. They fear death.
I'm going to run with that. With my sword out.
Okay.
Don't run with swords.
Hermel pulls out his sword, Eric.
It starts running.
Careful with that thing. You could cut yourself.
So you're looking at the door. The gate has
Is he
opened.
going anywhere, or is he just sort of standing, brandishing his sword?
Just standing there, apparently.
So now here's a question.
Okay.
Confess to who? Really, if it was that important to Sir James, you'd think he would have said something.
Maybe it's not that important.
Maybe. You just got to say it out to the air.
Could be.
I don't see how that would break a curse. Oh, well.
I don't know. That sounds like a cursey thing to me. Isn't that how curses work?
Yeah, curses work in kind of weird ways.
And, not to mention, I still think that Snylock needs to apologize to the women.
It could be.
I think he totally does.
So what are you doing?
I'm thinking.
Hermel is standing, looking off into
Probably slowly
the
sinking
darkness.
into the marsh.
He's slowly. You notice that he's like getting shorter.
I'm as tall as Eric now. I'm looking at Eric in the eye.
He's like at eye level with Eric. He doesn't seem to notice, but you can hear like a sort of bubbling sound coming up from where his boots are.
Okay. Eric just sort of looks him in the eye.
He's getting lower.
Yes.
Now Eric is looking at Hermel's forehead.
Hermel is hobbit height.
All right.
Soon he will.
Eric looks down at his feet. Is he not sinking? Is he floating above the ground?
Eric is wise enough to be standing on the first step of the building.
That makes sense.
All right. So I guess
Eric looks at the step. He grunts. He says, good stonework.
And it is.
I'll Eric, pull me up.
Okay.
There's a gurgling noise, a grunt. He's up.
Oh, there goes my cloak again.
So he's mud up to his thighs at this point, is he?
And you notice the mud dripping off his poor cloak.
But his
Oh.
pores doors will be opened, that's for sure.
Yeah. It's kind of like the spa out here.
All right, so now we have to deal with the howling beast at the steps, and then threaten the witches at sword point or axe point. I'm not particular. Wait, what does Eric have? He has an axe, right? Eric has an axe.
Hasn't really got a point, but he hits things with it.
Actually, that's even better. You start at their feet and you work your way up.
Yeah. Probably work.
To spare the talking parts.
Sounds good.
So make them
I always heard you burn witches.
all of them?
I mean, hold off. I mean, you ever heard of a dwarf witch?
No.
What do you think that is?
Dwarves don't witch.
You hear a voice.
Because we burned them all.
I spin around with my sword and lantern.
Yeah, it's coming from some distance away. You hear a voice. It's calling out. It says, Hermel! Hermel!
Do I recognize said voice? Sounds like more. I think it's Lido, but I don't recognize.
Does it sound like Lido?
It's coming from some distance away. You're not really sure. It's kind of like echoing in the air. It's sort of hard to pinpoint where exactly it's coming from. You don't recognize it off the top. Sounds vaguely familiar.
I will. I'm going to ask Eric to give me a boost to the top of the structure.
Okay.
Basically, I just ask Eric to stand there while I climb over.
Okay.
It's not a big structure, is it? I assumed it was in one story.
It's one story.
Right. All right. So I'm gonna ask Eric to give me a boost up.
You're gonna go on top?
Yeah.
On top, it's just flat.
That's good. I just wanted a vantage point to scan out in 360 degrees to see if who's calling me.
Right. Okay. Yeah, you can see somebody is up on the tower.
I can
Whitewode
hear
Tower.
them from there.
It's pretty far.
The tower with the witches.
Yeah, it is pretty far. But yeah, you can distantly hear somebody's calling. You think it's actually looking sort of carefully. You think that it's Reverend Russell.
Bizarre. We have to be at least like 100 yards away or around that.
Yeah, but it's actually pointing upward at an angle around 45 degrees.
I yell up, I can't talk now. I'm surrounded by enemies in a hostile marsh.
You're gonna yell that out? Wow.
No. Okay, well, let's head back. So I'm going to shine the lantern like in a 90-degree arc in front of us, keep scanning, and we're going to head back to where we descended.
Okay, as you are walking away from the building, you hear a click at the iron door, and you hear a creaking sound.
Sounds like a side quest. Let's keep going. Let's go.
Eric, you hear the sound of the iron door. It just unlocked on its own and is creaking itself open.
Mel says it sounds like a side quest. He knows his side quests.
You feel a wind from behind you as the door opens.
Ramel, I think there might be something behind us.
Yeah.
It makes it a terrible groaning, creaking sound of metal grinding on metal.
Cue the Benny Hill.
Creepy noises.
Cue the Benny Hill music and let's go.
Hermel's hightailing it away. What does Eric do?
Ramel pulls out a saxophone.
Yeah.
Or no, Eric. Somebody pulls out a saxophone.
He struts his way out. What's Eric doing though?
He's following Ramel as fast as he can.
Okay. So you don't even take a look behind you?
Don't look back.
Stay.
Never look back.
Never look back. Okay, you guys hightail it away. All right.
It was totally an important plot detail.
Yeah, you get back to the footpath, and you're at the iron gate where the cemetery is.
We passed this? Did we pass this, Eric?
Actually, you didn't. You went around the other way, through the marsh. Once you're at the front door of the mausoleum, it actually the building. It actually faces the cemetery, and there's a little footpath that is above the marsh line that goes to the path where the cemetery path is.
I want to make, if I can I see the stairs?
No, not from where you are. It's too foggy.
I want to angle back to the route we took originally to get here. We did not come directly through here.
Right. You went the opposite way. So you went through the marsh behind the building, and then you kind of cut a big arc through the marsh.
I want to try to get back to that arc.
Okay. So you go back to the building?
We have to?
Well, to get to the arc, yeah, because you started out
I
from
need this
behind.
drawn out. This doesn't make sense.
Okay.
What are you doing now over there, Sam? You look like a zombie.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to draw this.
Away from the camera.
Okay. Are you ready?
Vertigo.
I'm going to draw this out. Show me the money. Okay. So.
Okay, I'm drawing the. I'm
All right.
drawing. Is it working?
Yeah. Okay. Ready? So
I'm ready.
here's
I
Whitewode.
thought it was to get it drawn.
Here's the tower. Here's the Whitewode gate. Okay. You guys climb down the tower. Here are the stairs going down.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a little landing and more stairs going down.
Okay.
You guys climbed down here,
Right.
dropped into the swamp, and avoided the tree by going around it this way.
Right.
You met the dead bodies here, and you went this way, and the building is here. If you'd continued down the stairs, you would have gotten to the path, and the cemetery is here. The front door of the building is here, and there's a little footpath that goes to this trail. So, and you went this way, and this is where you met Sir James, and then you went to the front.
Yeah, but you're assuming we took the footpath.
Well, you said you leave, so this was the obvious direction.
No. When I leave, I want to go back the way I came.
Okay, well,
That would make sense to me as well.
okay, well,
Hence my confusion.
right, yeah, okay, well, you know, it's easy to get confused in this kind of situation. It's dark, it's foggy, you know, strange things are happening. So you went a little bit of a ways, and then you realized, oh, must be going, I need to go back the other way. So you go back the other way.
No.
Turn around and
I'm being manipulated. I'm not going back there. So if that's the way you're going to play it, I'm not doing it.
Uh-huh, so what do you do?
I don't know.
All right.
I really don't know. Do not know.
Okay, well, how about we'll roll for it?
No, not necessary. I'll accept your word. Yeah, so I'm here. I'm here.
That's where I thought you were
Not a
going.
problem. I'm going to go this way and then cut this way
Okay,
to get back to where
right.
I had.
Okay, so you're going to go to this way and then cut around and go back to the building.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sam, can you see this?
I can see.
This is where we are. This is where we wanted to be. So instead of
Yes.
back to the Crypt of Death, we're going to go this way and not angle towards the Crypt of Death again. We're going to go right here.
Okay. So we'll fall into the pit of horrible despair,
I'm
which
not
is
going
right
to the
there.
Crypt of Death. I'm going
this way.
Okay.
We're okay with the pit of despair, which is right in the middle there, and the marshes of horrible doom.
See
And
the
like
sad face? We're not going here.
Okay, I get you.
If it's a friendly
I
ghost,
getcha.
they'll find us.
We're going to run into a completely different derailing side quest to the one that we just avoided. I understand.
Good job. Okay, so roll
Swamp of side quests.
roll this.
Oh Lord! I'm shining my lantern ahead,
Yes.
using the wall
Of the cliff going to Whitewode
Yes.
as a way to get there. I don't even want to go back to that body we found because it was infested.
Yeah.
So I want to go more like directly to the wall and then cut.
Okay. Hmm.
Eventually, he's going to run out of places to go and just start digging down into the swamp. Just tunnel.
That's a good idea. So okay, so you guys kind of go into the marsh. Well, first you turn right. You go down the path, and on your left you can see the various tombs and tombstones in the cemetery, and as you're using your lantern to see around you.
You mean
and
the only
stuff.
thing I can see with?
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
You notice that at the far end of the cemetery, before you turn right to go into the marsh, there is one gravestone that is black.
Well, that sure is odd and ominous
Yeah,
and scary.
there's just you notice it. It's noticeable. Next to it are two old-looking dead trees, and there's like what looks like some sort of old-looking, maybe. Actually, with your lantern, you can tell it's an old bucket that's on the tombstone that looks like it has rotted old flowers in it.
Hey, Eric, you see that bucket?
What about
Eric,
it?
it's a little too far for Eric to see it.
It's a
No, I
bucket
don't
of
see
flowers. Like someone was paying respects to the grave. I kind of want to kick that bucket.
Oh.
Nice,
Flowers?
nice choice.
Who puts flowers on a grave?
Yeah,
Don't you put like precious stones on a grave?
It's a human thing. You wouldn't understand.
yeah, and besides, the flowers are all dead.
You're
Isn't that a Jewish thing?
Well, kick the bucket.
Yeah, there is a Jewish thing where
With
you
stones on the
put a
grave.
stone on the
Oh,
grave.
yes.
Yeah.
Hence, Jewish people are dwarves.
Okay,
So
I buy
weird.
it.
You know, honestly,
I'm down with that.
what he said was really cool. That dwarves would do that.
Yeah,
That is cool.
You
yeah,
have a stone on there?
yeah. Dwarves would do that. Do you do that? Does Eric do that? Put a stone on this black grave?
I mean, he doesn't know. Only
Give him a bump, man. Go check out the grave. I'm not doing it.
Eric's not going anywhere near the creepy grave unless. I mean, what does Hermel going up to the creepy grave?
Come on, Sam.
Why are we going to the creepy grave?
Ishkadar would have went over to the damn grave.
Come on.
Oh,
Sam,
yeah.
He's trying so hard.
Yeah, maybe we should get Ishkandar down here.
All right,
We
fine.
should get Ishkandar down here. Hermel will run in the other direction. Actually, did Eric ever meet Ishkandar?
Yes,
Yeah.
of course.
Of course.
They adventured a lot.
Yeah, in the time skip, right? Okay.
Yeah, they had
Okay,
great
yeah.
times. Eric and Ishkandar got along pretty well.
You could just see if Eric hadn't met Ishkandar shows up and Hermel just runs away, and Eric's like, "Why are you running from this hobbit? What's going on here?"
What? Do you not understand that Ishkandar's a revenant? He's dead.
Okay, so whose grave is that? Do we even? I mean, what is this?
Well, it's different than the rest and black.
The tombstone looks like it. Parts of it are still a little bit uncovered with the kind of black. Is it soot? You're not sure. Is it dirt? You don't think so. It might be a type of mold, maybe. You're not really sure.
Spirit, why are you beyond the stone?
Is it right in our path? Is it where we're walking?
No, it's on the other side of this wrought iron fence.
Ah,
You could
okay.
reach through the wrought iron fence and touch the tombstone. It's
That
that
sounds like a terrible idea.
if you really stretched, you could actually lick it. I mean,
Okay. That sounds like an even worse idea.
well, maybe Eric is feeling a
Something
little.
even worse than that?
Maybe Eric is feeling a little peckish. I'm just throwing it out there. It's possible he feels a little peckish.
He is a dwarf. He would go around licking stones, I think.
Stone
Maybe.
tasting. Yeah, stone tasting is a popular item among dwarves.
That actually sounds legit.
Yeah.
It does.
I
It
just-
really does.
Yeah, I just threw that in.
He could tell, because he could tell the content.
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
stone.
exactly. It tastes
No,
the
this
minerals.
is pure. This is pure marble.
This is exactly.
That's
I mean,
really cool.
dwarfs taste stone in order to determine its purity. It especially works nicely with gems.
I think Eric can tell the purity of that stone without tasting it.
So is that?
He
He
can't
can
be
tell it
100.
sufficiently,
It's like only 90.
sufficiently to know he doesn't want to taste it.
Is this,
Okay,
is
fine.
this canon? Now? I don't like it.
It just came in.
Yeah, I like it.
Just arrived. Fresh off. All right. So,
Humans taste fluids, but that doesn't mean we go around drinking ditch water. Not most of
all
us.
right, fine. Okay, I get it. No licking the stone.
Actually, in the
Yeah,
Middle
yeah.
Ages,
Are there any strange mushrooms? Can Eric see any strange mushrooms growing?
I'll tell you a story. I had a doctor.
Yes,
who
he
actually
does.
dipped his finger in my urine.
How strange are they?
there are
What do they look like?
that's how urologists can be.
They are pretty strange. They're long flutes with umbrella-shaped bulbs. But what makes them strange is that the stems are kind of dark gray, and the bulbs themselves are a jet black with little white dots on them.
Huh.
Tuxedo.
Okay. So Eric said to Hermel, "Hey Hermel, if I ate those, how high would I get?"
How far am I from it?
From the tombstone, you can see it's about 10 feet away from you.
So you were describing the flowers in the bucket.
Yeah.
I'll use my herb lore.
Okay. Actually, I'm describing some mushrooms that are growing around that grave.
It's fine. I'll
Yeah.
use herb lore on that.
Herblore. Oh.
These are some of the most rare mushrooms that you could ever know.
They're the mushrooms of the black lotus. You get black lotus poison from them.
Don't forget, I harvested the strange purple flower.
Yes, you did.
With a multitude of medicinal uses.
Right. Yes. These mushrooms are called the parallax of death in herblore.
I start kind of like mumbling. Oh yeah, that's called the I think pea death flowers.
Yeah. He says they're the pea death flowers.
It's parallax. Is a big word.
Are they more or less deadly than black lotus poison?
From what Hermel recalls, black lotus poison is probably on par with these parallax of death mushrooms.
But they're probably a lot less rare.
They're considerably less rare than black lotus poison, which hardly shows up anywhere ever in the world.
Yeah, because most of it was
We're just
used
tripping
up.
over those mushrooms.
Just in Ishkandar.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so now that you mention it, using herb lore on the flowers in the bucket might be. I mean, they're probably just flowers, dead flowers.
They look like old dead roses.
Okay.
Black.
Is there any writing on the tombstone? Are we close enough to make that out?
It's on the other side. You have to go into the cemetery to read it.
Make Mark happy. I will leave Eric there, but make him happy.
Eric, Hermel points you towards the gate of the cemetery, which is a little bit behind you guys, and it is swung open, and there is a mist pouring out of the cemetery.
Oh really?
Yeah, through the gate.
Oh no! Don't do the mist.
It's a fog machine. Come on.
Yeah.
Don't do this. Come on, let's go. Resist. Resist.
Resist the mist. Resist the mist.
I'm sorry I tempted you. No good will come of this.
What does Eric do?
What's Hermel doing? Is he leaving again?
No, I'm looking at you because I'm seeing you hesitate.
Yeah, he's looking at Eric.
Eric just kind of looks at him.
Okay.
Why do you think I would go in there?
Because you think you're going to see Blair's name on the tombstone and realize that Blair's been dead all these years, and that's what he doesn't want people to know. It's his greatest fear.
And all you have to do is break the stone.
No.
Now I kind of think that.
Good going, Hermel.
But now that you mention it,
You just psyched him right into it.
Good job. Side quest, side quest, side quest, side quest.
Now shout side quest.
I still don't want to go in the graveyard.
Yeah, totally shouldn't. Which is why we're continuing on to Whitewode.
Okay.
So
Not towards the Temple of Death?
No.
Okay.
I'm going to harvest a pea mushroom.
A pea shroom?
A pea shroom, yeah.
all right. Well, it's 11:44, gentlemen.
We got 16 minutes of quality gaming left.
Shit. Okay. How about 10 minutes?
All right.
Okay. So, what are you guys going to finish up with? Where do you want to finish? What is most on your
With my
mind?
blade at Blair's throat.
Aha. Okay.
Can we just fast forward to that?
No.
Oh.
Okay. Who haven't we played in a while? We'll do 10 minutes of. Can't do Lido.
Where the hell is
Can't do Ishkadar.
Kramer is next in the rotation.
Well,
If we're
down the street. So all of this is taking place while Delvin is making his way towards dealing with Remus. Yeah, they're at Remus's mansion.
Okay.
Yeah, he
That's
went
good.
with Lido
That was
and
convenient.
your furry buddy, what's his name?
Thorgrim.
Thorgrim.
Right. So
Well, how many pieces do we have? How many pieces of the group? You got those two, Praymar, the
Star of Justice with Bantam. You have Delvin with Lido, and then you have Grasshopper with Lido too.
Aren't there more people on the roof?
Yeah,
on the
Reverend
roof?
Russell is up on the roof. Star of Justice is up on the roof, presumably, or
No,
whatever.
he's
in the
no dimension.
He's in the darkness. But Reverend Russell and Patricia, not Patricia, Lady Pendleton is up on the roof.
But they're NPCs, so
Who cares?
they're not.
Yeah.
part
Well,
of
he
it.
actually interacted with me.
He did, yes.
To tell
So
me.
that's actually 5 splits you have.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but you're negating 1 split. So I would say, can you break 4 into a die roll?
What?
He's just saying, who do you want to play right now?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
A
Oh, I see. I
number,
see.
and then,
Oh,
and then
okay.
roll the
Okay.
die, and that's
Right.
who gets to
Okay.
play.
Fine. So 1 is Kramer, 2 is
I
the
just
rest
want
of
that
Hermel, 3 is Star.
Bantam's on his own now, so actually
Yeah.
that's 5.
So yeah. So okay. So
It's the party.
Bantam is 4. Let's just roll that. Whatever I got first. Not that. Okay, 2. So that was okay. We'll finish with Hermel.
No, that's okay.
No, that's what we did.
No, yeah, that's fine.
All right.
So what do you guys do?
Heading towards the cliff wall and then making a right towards the stairs and then ascending the stairs, going up,
Right.
finding a witch.
Okay, you get to the bottom of the wall, and you turn right because you're going to follow the wall underneath Whitewode to get to the stairs. And once again, you hear this voice of Reverend Russell. Now it's a little clearer, and you can hear Reverend Russell is calling down and saying, "Hermel, Hermel."
You know what? He's either dying or not dying. So let's not give away our position.
Okay.
Not like we can help him by saying, we're coming.
You're right there.
Right.
We'll be there in exactly 3 minutes. We'll
Okay.
be coming up the same way we went down.
We're
Right.
climbing the rope now, every beast in the area.
So you guys continue around. You get to the base of the stairs, and there's the rope. The rope that goes up. So it's like 10-foot span of rope.
Okay. Is it covered with poison? I wouldn't see if it's covered with poison.
This frog's dangling.
Rare Black Lotus poison?
Seriously, did anybody tamper with the rope? I'm looking.
You don't think so.
All right. I go.
Okay. Hermel climbs up the rope, leaving Eric behind
All right.
in the swamp.
He'll be fine.
That behind. Okay, Eric climbs up the rope. Can Eric climb up the rope?
Well, Eric, as he reaches for the rope and he kind of latches onto it, he pulls himself up, except he can't. Something is prohibiting him from climbing the rope, and he feels like there's something on his boot, like his leg won't come up.
Come on, Eric. Let's go. You're not that heavy. Come on.
You try and help him?
Oh, gosh.
I'll try, but I doubt I can.
Yeah, because he's a big, stocky, heavy dwarf.
Yeah. Eric's going to continue trying to climb. He also looks down. He looks down at his boot. I mean, what's on his boot? It's a giant tentacle monster, isn't it?
It looks like a vine. A big
Monster.
Yeah, a big barky vine is like.
Monster. Okay. Eric takes out his small axe and attempts to cut it off his boot, and then
take out my bow when I put Eric down.
Okay, put him out of his misery.
I'm sorry, brother.
Yeah, he says nothing personal. It's just business, you know.
I bet.
And as he pulls out his arrow and aims it at Eric,
No, I don't. I was kidding.
Oh, he's kidding. He's just joking. But as he's thinking about this joke, which he kind of snickers at, he does hear something above him on the stairs.
Oh, I'll take out my bow.
He was already taking out his bow as part of a joke.
Oh, wait, no, I can't take out my bow. I take out my sword.
Okay.
But when I take out my bow, I had 2 hands on it, and I can't use the lantern.
Aha, so smart. Boy, people are starting to get smart
You
around
would
here.
hold the lantern in your mouth.
There's something coming here.
Yeah.
Get up here.
And with the lantern, he can see, actually, what it is. It is what looks like...
You said,
Oh, I said,
That's the name.
Okay, but actually, I think this game I've said very little of,
but you guys said,
overall.
too.
Ooh.
Yeah?
I didn't do a lot of ooh. Okay. Coming down the stairs in a very stealthy manner, as quietly as possible, is what looks like a poodle.
Oh,
It's a poodle with what looks like a split lip, and the skin over its face is completely wrinkled. And it looks like it doesn't have hair.
It's a pickle food.
like the really ugly poodle.
Yeah, and like one eye looks like completely gray, like just like and pointing in the wrong direction. The other eye has this ferocious look on it, and he notices that it's wearing what looks like an old rotted bow around its neck.
It's your long lost dog, Fluffy.
Wait.
Found you.
When you say a bow, do you mean a weapon?
As in a
or-
ribbon?
No, like a ribbon, like a collar with a bow on it.
Actually has a back-mounted laser turret.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ugliest dog you've ever seen. He guesses that it is maybe, based on the stairs, it is maybe 3 foot high at the shoulder.
Pretty big poodle.
Eric, the beast is here.
And it's got the like kind of, you know how they do poodle shows and they'll have like the end of the ball of the tail is like a ball and that sort of
Ears
thing.
of balls
Right.
and-
it looks like it was like that, but now everything's kind of like rotted, or its skin is, kind of like exposed to long, sticky hairs, and it's got a mole on its eye. And
Eric, why isn't Eric talking to me? There's a zombie poodle coming.
Busy trying to cut the evil vine creature off his boot.
right.
He's cutting his own leg off to escape the trap.
Okay, so Eric takes a
Not actually cutting his own leg off. He's cutting off the vine.
Right, yeah. Okay, so Eric takes a whack at it with his axe.
Whackety whack.
Yeah, okay. Now, this battle axe that he's got,
But
is,
he's
called,
using the tomahawk.
yeah, it's called Fang Ward.
Vine killer. Plus 10 versus vines.
Nice.
Now is your moment to shine.
Actually, no, I don't have that right. The
Fang
battle
ward is the warding amulet.
Oh, okay, yeah. The battle axe actually, is. Take a look at that battle axe.
Yes.
Yeah.
What about it?
I'm gonna switch over to. I wanna see something about it. Why is everybody in different groups?
One-handed, the tomahawk.
Oh, you're using the tomahawk?
I think so. I honestly, for some bizarre reason, the tomahawk has better damage than the battle axe.
It's like my dagger is better than my sword.
Right.
I don't. But I mean, and also presumably it's one-handed because he's still holding onto the rope. He hasn't let go of the rope. He's going to try to pull himself up and get rid of the. So he wants a one-handed weapon, and a battle axe seems more like a two-handed weapon.
Right. Well, the tomahawk is a hatchet that can be thrown.
So it's not. Does that mean you can't use it in melee?
Well, you can. It's just that it can be thrown.
Okay.
It can also be used in melee.
It has a missile range. Yes, it does.
Yeah.
It does have a missile.
What do you have?
Now, the battle axe, on the other hand, is a crescent-shaped double blade,
Yes.
also known as the horns of Omri.
Go get his hat.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, which one are you using?
I think he's using the tomahawk because that's more of a. It seems more like something you could use in one hand easily. Also, while we're talking about the traits of these weapons, do you know why the tomahawk does more damage than the battle axe?
Yeah, it's sharp.
Sounds good. That also seems like a good reason to use it to cut vines with.
Yep. Okay, so he strikes at the vine and he cuts the vine.
Okay.